Hello. Saludos todos amigos de la motherfucker. Hola. Saludos todos amigos de la motherfucker. Amigos de la motherfucker. Hola. Saludos todos amigos de la motherfucker. Amigos de la motherfucker. Hola. Saludos todos amigos de la motherfucker. Amigos de la motherfucker. Hola. Yo. How are we gonna kick this shit off? So how's my bro? In the motherfucking building. You guys know, you know. Good. This shit was crazy tonight. It's crazy tonight. Like, crazy. I'm going crazy. Oh shit, it's 6 a.m. already here in the rack in Chicago. Chicago. Shouts to everybody. Hey, watch out for the feds though. They're out here. They're out here trying to grab people. I wanted to go look for them and see where they're fucking at. See if they're gonna pull me over and shit. It's all good. We safe. We back home. That's crazy. Man. So, I almost got captured. They almost captured me like a capture card. It was wild. A little wild last weekend. It's crazy. It's okay. It's now Sunday. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. We were somewhere outside, I guess. I moved to a different neighborhood, right? And in my neighborhood, there's this store that I like. It's called Tony's. Tony's food, whatever, right? And this girl, rest days are too short. Yeah, I know. I'll let you. So this woman, I know, like she wants to, like, I think I said this before. I think she wants to, you know what I'm saying? She wants to holler at me. Because I asked her, like, where you from? Because she looks, so when she speaks, she sounds Mexican, but she's Puerto Rican. Bro, she's like 4'9", 4'9", with like huge titties, crazy, and big ass. It's crazy. It's crazy how like she was like, and she got glasses, no makeup. She doesn't wear no makeup. I see her all the fucking time. I see her. I've been spotting her, and I talked to her, and I asked her like, "What's your nationality?" She was like, "I'm Puerto Rican." And I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." And told me why I went to this bar, and she was there. I was like, oh shit. And I see her, and I'm not gonna go holler at her. And she was asking questions. She's like, oh, I don't know what the fuck she said. She said something like this, like you live around here? Yeah, I do. And I don't want to call her a bitch. But I was like, yeah, I live like literally right down the street, like one block over. They're like, she's like a block over from my house, or where I was at. So there's a bar right near me. So, shit, okay. And then she was asking me, "What are you gonna do?" And I'm like, "What do you mean?" Like, she's like, "What are you gonna do after this?" I'm like, "This is it. I'm gonna go home." And they know the KOZZIE experience, and it's crazy because like I be wilding out, and I learned not to do that. Cause usually like I would get a girl's like phone number, and then I would text her my YouTube channel. I fucked up. But so when she was like, "What are you gonna do?" And I was like, "No, this is it. I'm just gonna go home." And she's like, she asked me if she wanted, like, "Do you want me to drive you home?" That's what she said. Like, what the fuck you mean? I'm gonna be okay. I'm walking right back home. So I did get invited to a 5 a.m. bar, not by her, but by somebody else. So we have a 5 a.m. bar. It's gangster. It's crazy. So we have, bro, these motherfuckers shoot. I saw a dude trying to stab somebody's window. No lie. This shit's crazy. Okay, hold on, hold on. Can I find it? It's here in Chicago. So this one 5 a.m. bar, like it goes up to 5 a.m. It's hood as fuck. Like if you go there, you might get shot. You might get stabbed. Yeah, it's crazy. It's on Grand. It's by my old hood too. So I was like, all right, fuck it, let's go. Let's do it. It's just fucking let's do it. That's where it just came from. This shit has been wild, but I just try to stay safe, bro. I'm saying this shit get crazy out here. It's crazy. Okay, hold on. Where is it at? It's in Grand and something. Hold on. Let me show you where it's at. Let's see. Google Maps. Google it. I'm gonna Google this shit right quick. Okay. Oh shit. What the fuck? Good thing we didn't do that. My porno come up, bruh. Yo. Yeah, we was out, but not too out. Gotta be safe out here, bro. She's getting crazy out here. It is crazy. Okay. I think let me clear all this shit up first. That happens again. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. So this is where this bar is at. Yeah, let's do Google Maps. Right? Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. Let's do. And then this shit in no long last time. Oh fuck. Don't be showing my address, bitch. Oh. Okay, where is it at? Why is it all the way the fuck over here? Okay. We're almost there. We're almost there. We're almost there. Oh, what's this shit? Okay. They got a nighttime? Okay. This is my old hood too. Give me 1 second. Let me show you real quick. Hey. Bro, I gotta. That's one of the things I have to figure out. Is how to fucking do all of this shit. Like transitions. Oh my bad. You guys couldn't hear me? Oh, this fucking bad. Yo. What a cap. You guys hear me this whole entire time or no? You guys hear me? Hello? Oh yeah. You did hear me. Okay. This happened for a reason. Okay, now you guys can hear me. You should be okay. So we're gonna hit the streets. Of Chicago. I ain't worried about it. I don't know when I'm gonna go over there again. Bro, this dude tried to stab somebody's window. He had a knife and he was fucking trying to like through the window with the fucking knife. I was like, what the fuck are you doing? It's crazy. It's crazy. I don't want to even laugh. I told my boy, let's roll. Let's get the fuck out of here. They crazy. It's crazy out here. If you see crazy, you see crazy. I mean, and I ain't trying to do that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it is what it is. I thought, like, well, what am I gonna do? See, that's the thing. It's not worth me risking my life for stupid shit. If that makes sense. I mean, why the fuck am I gonna risk my life? Okay, here we go. So here we go. This is my old hood too. Okay. My old hood is this way. Over here. That's my old hood. Over here. Well, you know what I'm saying? We're still around here. Still around. The Home Depot right there. Boom. You go this way. We're gonna go all the way down, right? Yeah. This is Grand City. So Grand City is down this way, where the yaks, where the maniacs be at. Shouts to the yaks. They're all the way down there. Boom. Okay. Holy shit! Look at this car. It got like 6 wheels. It's a 6-wheeler. Okay. You're gonna go down this way, right? This is how you go to this bar. It's crazy. I don't know how far this shit is. I should have thought this through. I didn't. It curves. It goes all the way down. Let me see. Let me see how far this is. Come on. Bro, we used to go over there. It's the only 5 a.m. bar. It's like, when I mean ratchet, it's ratchet. It's ratchet. It's crazy. Hold on. If you guys come, yo, Cav, if you come to Chicago, we can go over here. I beat these motherfuckers up. They not shit. Oh, they are. Some of them are. Hold on, where are we at? Okay. This is grand. Okay. So this should be okay. We're down the street. Still down. More down. Like, bro. Okay, there's a police station should be coming up. So this is a high school right here. And there's a police station right here. Boom, right here. A police station. I got locked up here too. Yeah, 30% tax. We don't. I bought. If you want good, if you want good weed, like, yeah, go to the dispensary. Like, like an eighth is like fucking $40. And then I found another one. My boy took me there. It's called. I have the fucking package right here. It's called Dutchess Cannabis. I think that's what it's called. I paid $12 for an eighth. Good shit. Real loud. Okay, so this is the police station right here. It's a police station. High school's right there. I knew this girl, bad as fuck, Puerto Rican. She reminded me. So the girl that I was just talking about, she reminds me of her. That's why I actually was trying to talk to her. I wasn't trying to talk to her. I was just making conversation shit. Okay. So this girl that I knew before used to work at this place, Chili's. Stripper, bad as fuck. Titties were humongous. Okay, so we're going down. This is grand right here. Now we're gonna get to the spot right now. Oh, I thought that was it. Nope, it is more down. Okay. You don't want to come over here, bro. Like, I mean, you do. Okay, it is back here. Wait, is it? No, it's further down. Okay. It's Grand Avenue right here. Fuck is that? Where you at, home? No. Is it further down? Did we pass this shit? I think we did. I think we passed this shit. Okay. It's gotta be down this way. Yeah, these motherfuckers will stab you, bro. It's gotta be right here somewhere. What the fuck is that? My boy used to work at this barbershop right there too. I went there too. Where the fuck is this at? It's called La Jerez. This is not it. That's not it. I know it's further down this way. Okay, I might have not. If you look up La Jerez in Chicago, bro, 5 a.m., bro, it's wild. It looks small, but it's huge. This is fucking huge. When you go in there, bro, it looks like you went to Mexico. It's crazy. They like motherfuckers are outside. You go over there, bro. You gotta chill. Lay low. Lay low. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck is it? What was the address at? I'm just glad I came home. I came home safe. I'm safe. I'm good. I'm good. I made it. I made it. I made it. Ah, there's no way. What the fuck is it? No, it can't be this far. Nope, it's not this far. Hold on. Let me try to look it up real quick. A second. Jerez. La Jerez. Chicago. Bar. Yes, it's it right here. No, that's not it. Hold on. 5 a.m. bar. So it should be La Jerez, Chicago, 5 a.m. bar. No, that's not it. What the fuck happened to it? Yo, they wildin'. It's gotta be here. Who's just there? Look. It's not here. That's not it. I don't know why it's important to me. Like when I have a point, I want to make sure land that bitch. Okay. Is this grand? Nope, it's not grand. Nope, not grand. Fuck. Where we go? Oh, maybe. This one? No. Bruh. Get out of here. Hold up. Let me try to fix this shit real quick. 1 second, y'all. You just walking right now. Google Maps. Okay. So yeah. The point was I was chilling. I'm gonna see this girl again. It's like, yeah, I'll go to where she works at all the time. And I'm like, right now, I'm not trying to holler at you right now. Hold on. I'm just trying to be like, yo, I'm gonna see you again. Chill. She wants to chill. Like, nah, I can't do it right now, bro. And see, that's the thing. Like, I think that's just it's mutual with men and women, right? And sometimes they don't want to chill right now. They want to fuck with you, but they don't want to chill. Okay, hold on. Oh yeah. Hold on. My phone's over there. 1 second. Be right. Chicken nuggets. Okay. Alright. Fuck is this bitch? Okay, I'm back. 1 second. I'm still trying to find this fucking. This place. Wait 1 second. Oh, there it goes. No. Is that this one? Okay. Here we go. Got it on the big screen now. Okay. It's gotta be down here. Okay, that's the school. Police station. You go down. It shouldn't be too far. Strippers. Right there. Shout out to the strippers. Shout out to the single ladies. I mean, single mamas. Shout out to y'all. Support them. Okay. And then this is where it needs to be at. It should be around here. The fuck is it at? Okay. It's called La Jerez. La Jerez. It looks like somebody's house. But when you go in there, it's huge. It's gigantic. It's crazy. The fuck, I was just there. Bro. How the fuck? Yeah, it can't be down here. Oh, they don't even want me to show it. Okay, it has to be further down. No, is it? The fuck is this bitch at? No, it can't be this far. It can't be this far. See, you can tell. Like when you're in Chicago, you can tell. When you start seeing these little houses, like you can tell that this, we're away from Chicago. We're in the burbs. You know what I'm saying? Like when you start seeing this shit, burbs. So would be Cicero. Bro, I can't believe this shit. I can't find it. It's not this far. Nope, it's not this far. Nope. Gotta go back down. Okay, I'm not stopping. I gotta get this shit. And this is wild out here. Yeah, but I didn't want to meet this girl. At this other bar. Gyros, nope. Okay. It looks like this. I think we're close. One second though. Oh, nope. It's gotta be around here. It's gotta be right. It should be right somewhere here. No? Oh, shit. Yeah, we're on Grand, so. Okay, there it goes. No, this is Chili's. Bro, it has to be down here. Okay, anyways. So I went over there. I survived that shit. Cause like people want to drink and hang out and shit. And all right, cool. Let's go. Let's go to this spot. Bro, I brought some girls. Well, I brought some people. Bro. Cause like I work downtown. Like downtown. So you'll meet like white people. And they're like, oh, let's go hang out. And I was like, all right, you ready? Let's go. Bro, I used to bring them all the way to the south side, to the west side, everywhere. White boys, white women, white boys, black people, everything, everybody. Like, bro, come on, let's go chill. You with me? You know what I'm saying? You good. Don't worry about it. Shit. They're like, bro, this shit is fucking crazy. Where the fuck you bring me? Like, yeah, we outside. We are, like, you want to see Chicago. Like, you want to see Chicago. Like, you want to see this shit. So, yeah. I'm saying you couldn't hit the streets. We're hitting the streets. So, yeah, I would bring them all the way over here. Bro, we would go to the south side, but we would go all the way to the fucking burbs, strippers. I remember shout out to my boy. He's a white dude from Texas. His father is a multi-millionaire. When I'm talking about like multi-millionaire, he's like, he probably has like $100 million. Owns a whole bunch of restaurants and a whole houses. Bro, if you see him, you would be like, holy shit, this is the dude that you fucking chilling with? Yeah, that's my boy. Bro, we used to fucking pull all these bitches. Sorry. Young ladies. Ladies. It was great. Bro, I remember when I brought him to the south side, then we went from one strip club to another one. I was like, you down? And that's my boy. That's my bro. That's my bro for life. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker was down, body. He wasn't scared. That was crazy. You see him, you'd be like, bro, he's crazy. 100 million? Yeah. Yeah, that's his papa, though. Bro. Shout out to Shanta. How you doing, Shanta? Jill Will in the motherfucking building. Yeah, it was crazy. Blood Kong. Bro, when we went out there, the girls liked him. The girls, like, they were on his ass. You know what I'm saying? He's a white dude. And they liked that dude. So we were hanging out, shit. And then there were my boys gang bang, do all this rest of this shit, right? And they were like, yo, we're gonna go to another strip club. It's in it's called All Stars. Or All Stars? Is it All Stars? All Stars, right? It's like, meet us there. It's like, bro, you down? He's like, yeah, let's go. I was like, fuck it, let's get it. We went all the way down down there. It was fucking crazy. He fit right in. Wasn't scared. Was it bro, fit right in. Girls were crazy. It was crazy. Man, we didn't have to spend nothing. We got buckets, we got drinks, we got fucking tequila, we got everything. Nostrils, festivities, everything. Everything was fucking beautiful. So that's my boy. I don't know if he's watching. But now he's a respectable man as a kid with a white girl. Well, he's white, so he got a white girl, kids. You know what I'm saying, playing the guitar. Crazy shit. So that reminded me of like me, like just going back to the fucking hood and shit, doing the same shit that I was doing before. Good times. Only 100 million. Ah, that's crazy. Calf, if you see this dude, you'll be like, oh shit, what the fuck are you doing out here? We were doing this shit. This place right here, Chili's. Let's go here. Big titties. Big booties. Okay. So one time I came over here. I came to this spot because my house is not like that, not so far from me, right? I came to this spot right here. And I'm leaving with this female that dances here. So some other female, she was like big booty white girl. Her car got stuck right here. It was like during the snow. And like I was trying to help her push her car out because she was trapped and shit. And it was like freezing. Yeah, this is a strip club. It was like a little strip club. It's a little hole in the wall. So she was stuck right here. And I was trying to help her. And my friend, she got mad. She was like, why you trying to help that bitch? Fuck that bitch. I was like, I thought you were friends with her. She's like, fuck that bitch. Let's keep on moving. Her car was like, she had a minivan and it was parked over here. Get in here. We gotta go. It was crazy, bro. This is the uh northwest. So it's like it's not considered the west side. The west side is like more by Madison, Chicago, Pulaski, shit like that. That's the west side. It's not the south side. It's north. Yeah, we're all the way on Grand. So so Cicero's like a few blocks away from here. It's not considered Cicero. It's not out of bounds. We're still in Chicago. This is all Chicago right here. But yeah, that shit was dope. I was lit. Cause like when I would come over here, I would come over here and hang out with a girl. Like I like having female friends. You know what I'm saying? Especially when they're bad. So I would come over here, hang out, drink, smoke. My house is like, okay, you see Chili's? My house is all the way over here, all the way down to Cicero. It's not too far. You could walk there. There's a good, okay, this is the bus stop right here. There's a good fish spot not too far from here. It's like a fish and a shrimp spot. Shrimp, you can get all that shit. Okay. And we got Cicero. Let's Laramie right here. Hold on 1 second. We're gonna keep going. I live. Yeah, this is close to my hood right here. It's a Puerto Rican spot, not too far from here. This all used to be all Puerto Rican neighborhoods. There's still a lot of Puerto Ricans over here. Shout out to Bad Benny. Las Islas del Encanto. Oh my God, they love me over there. My laundry man. I washed clothes right there one time. I should be washing clothes. Bro, okay. Las Islas del Encanto is right here. Boom. If you know, you know. It's my spot. It's my hood right here. This is my hood. We're getting closer. This ain't not my hood, but like I lived here for a long ass time. My spot, my store. Shout out to my girl. She's still there. Home Depot right here. Home Depot's right here. Boom. Home Depot. And then my neighborhood's around here. I want to show y'all where my neighborhood is at. Yeah, we out here. We outside. We outside. We outside. We used to walk around here all the motherfucking time. I love walking around. But yeah, all the way down there. So if you take Armitage, it crosses Grand. But if you go all the way down, crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. 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 Okay. Yeah, so shit. I did want to talk about. Man, I'm just happy I came home. Fuck. I'm telling you, Calf, if you to see this girl, like I don't like to take pictures of women. If you used to see her, you'd be like, damn, shit. Like right now, I was in with it. I can't do it right now. I can't holler at you. Not yet. I'm gonna see you again. So now I live all further down this way, all the way down. This is like maybe a mile down from this neighborhood right here. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. 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 Man, should we talk about this shit or no? Should be wild. Oh yo, Kev. Do you want to see what is it? Breakout Arena or no? I don't get these games. We can play Breakout Arena. Um yeah. But yeah, I'm glad I made it back. I'm back home. Okay. So here, if you look up like Chicago neighborhoods, this is like well it was and it is predominantly Puerto Rican neighborhood. Oh, let's look. Let's look at this graffiti right here. Who did this? That's Joss. Joos. Joos. He did this. This is him right there. Who the fuck is this? That's stuck. That's stuck. I know him. A lot of these dudes I know. I know this dude too. That's not what he writes. I know this dude too. I know all these dudes. Like all the top graffiti writers in Chicago, I most likely know them. Oh, they know me. Hey, crazy. Look, look, we go down this street. I love the South Side though. So South Side got the best graffiti. North Side is okay. Oh, down. Oh, let's go all the way down. Is it fully? Oh, we are McDonald's right there. Okay. Ooh, look at that court. Okay, hold on, hold on. If you know this block right here, hold on. Where's that? Right here. This room. This is the room Fullerton. My spot. I used to go get liquor from there right there. Boom. Subway right there. McDonald's is right there. Walgreens right there across the street. Boom. My own neighborhood. Hold on, hold on. Let me see what's going on. Yo, my uncle passed away, bro. My uncle passed away last night, man. Like my uncle. I gotta hit up my nephews, bro. Cause that's your grandpa. And that's my uncle, bro. Rest in peace to my uncle Fausto. OG. Bro, when you talk about gangster, my uncle was a gangster. He would like we would have like parties. That's a man, man. You know what I'm saying? I think about a man, bro, he would come 60, 70 years old. And he would come and show up like at my nieces and nephews' parties, still with his uniform on. Still just came from just got off of work, and we would come over and be in the party. Like there's no words that I can say, man. Like this is crazy. Like in my lifetime, I don't think that I can ever be like that man. That man carried. So my mom, ah, like my mom loved him. Like that's his brother. Like it's crazy. And you could tell like when somebody loves another person, especially like my mom and my uncle. You know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy. Cause like that's who. So my uncle is like was the oldest of our family. Like from all of our family, he's like one of the oldest, the OG. Eh, And I know, like, bro, that's crazy. I don't even want to talk about that, but yeah. Shout out to my uncle. Okay, yeah. So I live down this street now, down all the way over here, bro. This neighborhood is dope. We got Walmart all the way over here, other parts over here. Got a whole bunch of shit all the way around. Yeah. I don't even know. That shit hit me. My brother texted me. He's like, Uncle Fausto passed away. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. Y'all gotta see it, cause like he was like the dad for my mom too. Oh, look, my bad, my bad. This is our shit right here. This FTR shit. Look. This is our wall. All these are Shucks, Damo, Verb, Area, Haste, Classic. All these are my boys. Hold on. My bad, yeah. I want to get sentimental, but I don't know what the fuck to do. Oh, this was okay. I see it now. Okay, see that? See it right here. Boom. It's all my boys. Classic all the way to the left. All the way to the left. Haste, area, area. Y'all seen area on my channel. Verb, demo, shucks, right? All my boys. So I'm gonna bring that back. So today, actually, my boy area invited me to go watch him paint. I gotta get back active again. I gotta get back in the streets again. But instead of me going there, I want to bring them here. So I want to bring back what I was doing before, which was graffiti. Like we were doing graffiti lives, right? Talking to all the homies, right? My boy Demo, you see the dude second to the left, right? Where Shucks is at? It says Shucks, right? Demo, bro, since we were like 15 years old. This is like fucking 25 years now. My boy has been my boy. Area 51 has been my boy. Verb just got down. Haste, Classic. Those dudes are fucking crazy. They're crazy. Then we got a whole bunch of other motherfucking rap. I call them graphic designers. So yeah, I'm hoping we're gonna be. I'm not hoping. All I have to do is do it. All I have to do is call them. All I have to do is set up a live, and then we can do lives and interview these dudes. If these dudes get down, there's more. Like I said, if you name any of these graffiti writers from Chicago, most likely they know me or I know them, and they know all of my peoples, all of them, all of the graffiti writers from the north side, south side, west side, east side, every single where, from Howard all the way to the Wild Wild Hundreds. I'm saying we've been did that shit. I was doing that shit when I was fucking 15, 16 years old. So I mean, when talking to all these new dudes, they were like, "Oh, you know this guy? Yes. You're the legend. Yeah, I know that dude too. That guy too. Him, all of them, every single one, bro. From break dancers, graffiti writers, from MCs, every single fucking DJs, everything. Yeah, but yeah, okay. This is another spot right here. Used to be my spot. That's where we used to fucking hang out at, too. The fish spot. You could get pork, lamb. Look at my boy laying down. Take it easy, bro. I used to come over here. Used to be my spot. Right here. Cool too. Yeah, so I live over here now. All the way down this way. But I'm from Pilsen. I'm from the south side. Crazy. And taking notes? I see you. Take notes. Write it down, right? You see me. I ain't worried about shit. But you know what's crazy? Because I was born here. I was born and raised here. I was born and raised in Chicago. So what Trump is trying to do, he's actually trying to take away, like rights from other people. Like if your parents were immigrants, right? My mom is a citizen, so I used to go. Okay, I used to go to church. See, this is the thing with. I don't want to talk politics, but this was the thing where the Democrats fucked up. They were trying to bring in a whole bunch of people into the United States, but they weren't trying to necessarily help. So they're progressive and they're trying to save immigrants. They weren't saving any of the immigrants that were already here. They wanted to bring in more and more and more. So back in the 80s, right? We used to go to church with my mom, and she would try to learn English. She eventually became a citizen, Why? Because there was programs that actually tried to help immigrants become citizens. Why weren't they doing that now? Why are they bringing in a whole bunch of fucking illegals and from all different parts of the world? They literally open the door and let them in. Yeah, it is. The immigration shit is just a show. They forgot about the Epstein files. Yeah, it is. They did. Yep. Digital ID will be coming next. It's happening in the UK. Yeah, it's happening in the UK. The UK is going through the same thing. All of this shit. So it is. What did my boy say? I don't know if you guys ever read that book. It's called "Behold the Pale Horse." Problem, reaction, solution. Create a problem. Make so it's problem, reaction, solution. You have to create a problem. Then you have an excuse to have a reaction. Then you make the solution. This is exactly what's going on. It's gonna happen. Eventually, they do want to cause chaos. This is not enough. Like all the shit that we're seeing right now is not enough. They want extreme chaos. So okay, I used to see like these prophecies of people that were talking about like all of what we're seeing now. The military in the streets, a takeover. I don't think we've reached that point necessarily, but we are seeing a fraction of it. We are seeing a picture of it. We are seeing that. We do see military in the streets. Do we have martial law? No. Is it a version of it? Maybe. Do I think that we will see martial law? Will we see it? I don't know. Is that what they want? Do they want to honestly do you think that, in my opinion, do you think that they want to rewrite the Constitution? Destroy it and rewrite it. Create a new Constitution. I think so. I think they do. But you have to go all the way to the extreme of all this shit. In order for them to do this, they have to go all the way to the extreme. They want that. That's what they want. Here in Chicago, look. So, okay, I see all these protests that's going on here in Chicago, right? It's the majority is like white people. It's not Mexicans. It's not black people. It's not none of these. It's white people, and they're hippies. They're hippies. Like you see the protesters. You occasionally use a sprinkle of Mexicans, but the majority is usually white, and they're older. It does seem like they are getting paid to see. Like these are the people you never see ever socially. You don't see them. And before, you know what Alex Jones would say? Alex Jones would say that these are paid provocateurs, right? Where do they hire these dudes? They are being hired, bro. They spend their time just protesting all of this fucking shit. It's wild. Wild shit. I would go to one of these protests and be out there and just try to report this shit, but I don't know. I don't know. All this shit's fucking crazy right now. So this is the thing, right? It is a fight for information. So, like I said, if you ever listen to Alex Jones, right? What did he say? Info wars, informational warfare. It's not what's actual fact. It's what you can spread. The information, it doesn't mean you can spread a whole bunch of fucking lies, and as long as people believe it, people will believe it. It's fact. All this information. Look what just happened with that dude that just got shot. Charlie Kirk, right? Disinformation. They are spreading disinformation. They are fucking with your head. You no longer believe. You don't even know what to believe. Was it true? Was it fact? Was it what was it? You don't know. You don't realize what is real anymore. Why? Because so many people tell you all this shit. They misinform you. And you believe this shit. Because they said you think that it's true. Misinformation. And what is that? Info wars. Information warfare. You don't need guns, tanks, jets, planes, anything. You know what you need is how to control information. The news. All of this shit. That's what you need. That's it. Yep, InfoWars is real. So you fuck somebody's head up by misleading them and informing them false information. They don't know what the fuck to believe. They don't want to believe this shit no more. They want to just be like, fuck, get rid of this, all this shit. You don't look why all of these news networks are dying off. CNN, MSNBC, what's it called? That Fox News. You don't know what to believe anymore because all that information you distrust it, right? They trust other people. So look, who look at Joe Rogan. Why is he trusted? Because he's honest. You know what I'm saying, yep, they are being manipulated. Yep, the algorithm and algorithm, all of these things. So they did. So look, okay. So now you have Elon Musk. You know why Elon Musk is powerful, or what's his name, Facebook dude? Why? Because he can control information. He can spread a whole bunch of information. So you remember when people were afraid to say, well, content creators or YouTubers were too afraid to say the word COVID because their channel would get struck down. Why? You can't even swear or do anything like that. You gotta be careful what you say. They control that shit. There's no such thing of freedom of speech on the internet. The only freedom of speech that you have is in the streets of America, in the streets, not on the internet. Anytime you try to say something on the internet, you don't have freedom of speech. There's no such thing. What happened? Well, the two-party system is right, and uh, especially if you try to, so that's one of the things, right? So, in my opinion, when the Democrats started talking about protecting LGBTQ agendas, all of this stuff, so you have to look at the numbers. You have to be you can't let your feelings affect what's really happening, right? The majority of the people still in America are white people. You know what I'm saying? So, and then you have, let's say, gays, whatever, right? And you're trying to protect their rights, and you're trying to take other people's rights away for a small fraction of a group. You're going to lose that battle. Even like look, the Democrats that swing either left or right, they don't want to hear that shit. They're tired of hearing that shit. Kamala Harris you think Kamala Harris was going to actually win? That's crazy. I don't think she was ever going to win. Joe Biden. So there was this live, right? Okay. This Asian lady was talking about, because she was a part of Joe Biden, somehow her administration, and she was saying how, like, all of the people that were behind Joe Biden were the ones that were running really, they were running the government. They were really running America. Their agendas, their people, they were like young dudes, like 20s, in the 20s. I forgot her name. I'm gonna pull it up. I'm gonna pull it up. This happened earlier this year. There's a whole bunch of shit that happened earlier this year that we're not even talking about. She's Asian. I forgot her fucking name. But I'm gonna show y'all real quick. What the fuck is his name? He's another. Look how many people are now openly talking about the government now, right? How many UFO they're just classifying all this shit. Like I'm saying, all of this shit is just information they're giving you to fuck your brain up. Be like, oh shit, I don't know what to believe. Distrust, stress. You don't know what the fuck to believe. Man, let me try to find this dude. And they were all okay. How many? I don't think that we've ever seen this many ex-CIA people openly talking about this shit. Bro, there's so many fucking channels right now that are out there. Former CIA. What are they doing? Former CIA, ex-contractors, things like that. Just search. You're going to see a bunch of these dudes. Used to be a part. Okay, look, Bustamante. Shout out to my boy. I like him. Then you have John Krakoff. Krakoff? There's another one. I'm not even look. Watch this shit. Look, all former CIA. Look. Watch this shit. This guy. So this guy was the one that actually explained um how his name is John. I can't even pronounce his name. Dude, right here. What did he explain about the torture and what they did in Guantanamo Bay? What were they doing? Right? Okay. Bustamante, another one. He's another one. There's another one. There's more. There's more. Okay, Danny. Okay, best of Danny Jones. I don't know if he does. They do interview all these dudes. Why are they releasing all this shit? There's one more. I want to find him. I can't stop. Okay. Tommy G. Shout out to my boy. See this shit? Look. That's Bustamante. He's Mexican. Hold on. There's one more. Look. This dude. Former CIA director being targeted. This just happened 7 days ago. Look at that. I'm not being intimidated by the likes of Donald Trump. Former CIA director. I'm being targeted. Crazy. They're all over the place. So what did they do before? They used to control. See, there goes another one. John Kirk again. There's one guy. I want to find him. There he goes. I found him. Sean. There you go, Sean. Sean Ryan. Hold on. 1 second, y'all. Sean Ryan. He did an interview. I'm trying to find this interview. If you guys don't never seen Sean Ryan before, go watch his channel. He's dope. I like him. I didn't before, but he openly says like, "Oh, use my shit, bro." He does talk about a lot of stuff. Look, and this woman right here, she's another one. I wanted to join the CIA official preview. Go watch her. You know what I'm saying? So that's her, Catherine. That's all these dudes. Oh, look, I want to see this. Charles Hoskinson. How science is bringing Avatar and Jurassic Park to real life. Look. This is true. This happened not too long ago, right? What did we see? All
Man on my left, they're
shut the fuck up. Okay, look. Here we go. Look, does this happen? Where we did clone. What did they do? They cloned a dire wolf. They cloned a dire wolf. Right? I think that they've been doing this shit for a long ass time.
I want to get into your life story.
Genetic manipulation, all of these things, they've been doing this shit for a long ass time. The only thing that they did is they publicly announced that shit, right?
But I want to talk about these bioluminescence plants first. It looks like something out of a movie.
Oh, I love that shit. I think I did a few like thumbnails of bioluminescence. It's crazy. It's beautiful.
Well, there's all these cool things that will be possible in 10 or 20 years. Like what? And you're like, well, you know, you could take human skin cells and merge them with octopus DNA, and then, you know.
Y'all hear this shit? This is crazy. Bro, did you hear what he just fucking said? It's not out of our realm. This is eventually going to be fuck AI. Once we start creating these hybrids, manipulating DNA, things like that, this is crazier than that.
Well, there's all these cool things that will be possible in 10 or 20 years. And like what? And you're like, well, you know, you could take human skin cells and merge them with octopus DNA, and then, you know, octopus can actually change its color. So you can make a human skin cell be able to change its color and camouflage itself, kind of like the predator. And so for more than 2 decades, you know, I was aware that these capabilities would be evident.
2 decades. So, okay, look. Always bring back that live of the spider goats. Essentially, this is what they're talking about. Right, Catholic, you would so yeah, how would you say it? You can regenerate a limb, right? So okay, what species, animals can regrow a limb, right? Potentially you would be able to do that.
It was a serendipity. I met Ben Lamb. He was just getting started with a startup called Colossal. Colossal is kind of famous for bringing back the dire wolf. I mentioned...
Told you. I like that name, Colossal. That's a dope ass name, Colossal.
To him, hey, it'd be really cool if we could do...
There was a dire wolf. Dude, what are they doing? Manipulating DNA. You will be able, so that eventually you will be able to do all of this shit.
just getting started with a startup called Colossal. Colossal is kind of famous for bringing back the dire wolf. I mentioned to him, hey, it'd be really cool if we could do glow-in-the-dark plants, and let's think this out. And he's like, I want to do that too.
But they did do that. They made a glow-in-the-dark or something. Just because we don't see it doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
You had mentioned some early detection systems that these plants could be used.
Yeah, sentinel plants. So if you're a miner in a mine and natural gas is building up, it's a silent killer. It explodes, and so it's terrible. So you have to always detectors, and that's why they had the canary coal mine, this type of thing. So imagine a plant, a cave moss or something, and it doesn't glow unless there's methane, and when it does, it glows red. Oh, the sentinel plant, right? And you can use this for military applications, for industrial applications, for environmental applications. We think, I am Charles Hoskins and you are Sean Ryan. We are that. If you
This is crazy. It's happening.
get too caught up in who you are, then it becomes exceedingly difficult to have empathy. Well, when you disassociate, you, for the first time ever, give up on the idea of just exclusively you. So disassociation is kind of like a psychedelic shortcut. It's all the things you've done, everything you've accomplished. We're proud of the things we do. This room is filled with the things you've done and the people that you've met. And this idea that it could all just disappear and it could all be gone, But on the other hand, if you don't mind these things, then none of this around you controls you. I'm seeing
That's wild. What did he just fucking say, bro? Okay, imagine this, yo. Imagine if you can somehow, you can create, okay. Imagine if you can have a miniature lion, a ferocious animal, the size of your palm, like a kitten. It won't get any, you hypothetically you can do that. So Kev, this is the thing, just like you, when people make edit video games, things like that, you can potentially be able to do that. You can manipulate the way that a lion exists, a lion, a tiger, an elephant, a rhino, things like that, that would be the size of your hand. You know what I'm saying? A little thing, like the size of a kitten. It won't grow any bigger. It won't be any deadly, but you still have that little ferocious animal in the palm of your hand. They will be able to do that.
done and the people that you've met, and this idea that it could all just disappear and it could all be gone, But on the other hand, if you don't mind these things, then none of this around you controls you. I'm seeing.
Right. There's one dude that doesn't give a fuck about everything else. Doesn't mind anything. He's gonna do it. Listen to what he just said.
But on the other hand, if you don't mind these things, then none of this around you controls you. I'm seeing the same things on DMT as these guys over here, and we're both sharing an altered state of consciousness. We're not imagining it because I never talked to him beforehand, so why did he see the same thing I saw, the whole DMT elf thing?
Okay. You guys want to see this, the whole interview? Because this dude is fucking going crazy. I like dudes like this. This is what I like. Like, you ever heard somebody says, like, I want to scratch your brain? I want to hear what the fuck he knows and what he knows. Bruh.
But if consciousness is kind of like a global thing and you're changing your state of consciousness, you're retuning your antenna to a different frequency, you're seeing something now, right? Okay, so maybe consciousness works this way, or maybe it's just an emergent property of the brain and it's completely encapsulated there, and that's what it is.
What do you think?
That's John Ryan.
Everybody's got rites of passage, and the problem with America in the non-military traditions is we let them go.
Oh, shit, bro. I want to see this. I've never seen this this interview, but I know who Sean Ryan is. So this dude actually allows he doesn't copyright strike people. He encourages people to make shorts, lives, and everything about him.
And that's what keeps it fun. You know, Steve Jobs did this with AI. You know, there was a DARPA program called KALO in 2003.
Oh, look at this. Because know who they are. Who is this? It is crazy, right? 1958, the Advanced Research Project Agency, ARPA, aka DARPA, right, is established.
The 2008, it was cognitive assistant that learns and organizes, and he literally got weekly reports on the things that were happening there, because the guys who were running it were the guys who ended up creating Siri. They were basically like talking about this idea of like an intelligent agent, and this is in 2003.
I think we have to watch the whole entire interview. You guys are scared? Who's scared? Who's scared? Who just ran? Get out of here. Did we get the likes up? Oh, we got likes. We got likes. We got likes. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. What's this shit?
This intelligent agent that would basically know everything about you and it'd be your companion. You talk to it, and it's like a personal assistant. Well, obviously it was fantasy. They didn't have the technology there, but the guys learned enormous stuff, and they spent hundreds of millions of taxpayer dollars to de-risk all this technology. So the minute that they finished, they went and created a small company called Siri, and then Steve instantly bought them and brought them into the guts of Apple.
Yo, I want to hear this dude. Never heard of this dude. I never heard of this dude. I want to hear more, please.
Here at our conference.
Okay. We're gonna watch this whole entire interview. The whole entire interview is like hours. Okay, 1 second though. All right. Let me fix this shit real quick.
We had a small search company called Siri.
No, they're not in the search area.
Look at that. That's how it does work, though. Small company, they get funded by, so there is a whole bunch of different companies. Well, so what was the AID? They fund a whole bunch of this stuff. Google, Siri, Facebook, all of this shit. They fund all this shit. They got money.
Last year at our conference, we had a small search company called Siri.
No, they're not in the search area.
What are they in? How would you describe it?
They're in the AI area.
So he was watching that, and he knew roughly when to invest to bring an intelligent agent in.
Every once in a while, a revolutionary product comes along that changes everything.
And every great entrepreneur has developed that sense.
Very interesting. Does crypto overtake the current system eventually?
We think that crypto and traditional finance will eventually fully merge, and the technology will underpin any tradable asset.
What was it you were looking for? Solar?
All the alien stuff.
Yeah, let's talk about the alien stuff.
It's too much. Yo, is that DJ Vlad? I swear. I want to see this. I want to see it. I want to see it. I want to see this. I want to see this. Okay, 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 okay. Oh, give me 1 second. We don't see the bones or anything. This is too much. This is just the trailer to the fucking interview. This is just the trailer. Right? Okay. Let me try to find it. Oh, there it goes right there. It's 5 hours. Holy fucking shit.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet
I can do it.
a complete AI create.
Okay. Yo, this is 5 hours. We might have to just like break this shit down. Yeah, AI has always so. Ah, that shit is crazy. Right, Cav? All of what we see, if we're living in a simulation and we're living in this simulation world, all that shit's crazy. Right, here we go. Dude was fucking dropping. What was his name? Yo, all right, we're gonna watch it. Let's go. We're not gonna do 5 hours. So we're gonna have to break it down in pieces, piece by piece by piece. It's very interesting. Everything from AI to everything that he was talking about.
Charles Hoskinson, welcome to the show.
It's good to be here, Sean. How you been?
Amazing. We had a great breakfast with you.
It was a lot of fun.
But, well, I've been wanting to have you on the show for a super long time. And so now to have you here, it's awesome. You are a fascinating individual. He's got your hands in all kinds of different stuff. And I want to dive into all of it as much as we possibly can.
Yeah, that motherfucker is crazy. Think about how many fascinating intellectuals that exist in this world, and we just don't know about them. It's not rare anymore. There's a lot of them. Okay. Let me add this. Let me add myself. Okay. Give me 1 second. I like to do it like this though. I want to share this one. Let's control the panel if you want to. Bam. Pew, 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 pew. Ooh. This shit is wild, bruh. It is wild. I want to see what you guys have to say. Here we go. Oh. Boom. Okay. 1 second though. Ooh. This is gonna be great. Oh, let's get rid of this shit. Pow. Pow. Okay, yeah, here we go. A second though. Nope. No. Oh, okay, I got you. Okay, here we go. Oh, no. Wait. Okay, here we go. Got it. I got it. I think I got it. I think I got it. I got it. Okay, okay. Here we go. Here we go.
And then we had breakfast, and I was like, oh man, I could go for days with this guy.
Right. There's a lot there.
So thank you for coming.
Well, I do appreciate it. You're one of the OGs, and this is an amazing studio, by the way. It's you got some artifacts here, man.
A lot of history.
Yeah.
A lot of history. But yeah, a lot of the guests have sent in stuff, and we probably only covered about half of it. But yeah, it's a lot of good people have sat in here, and now you're one of them. So
It's gonna be crazy. They're flirting, but it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I never heard of this dude, but this is gonna be crazy.
thank you again. But everybody starts off with an introduction here. So
Now that I use Monday Service, AI makes solving tickets my form of meditation. Monday Service is...
Here we go. Get your notes. Write this shit down. This is gonna be crazy.
here we go. Charles Hoskinson, co-founder of Ethereum and the CEO and founder of Input Output, the company behind the Cardano blockchain. Cardano is positioned to be included in the U.S.
Yeah. Okay, you guys know about blockchain? Ethereum, all of this shit that he just said. What did he just say?
Co-founder of Ethereum and the CEO and founder of Input Output, the company behind the Cardano blockchain. Cardano is positioned to be included in the U.S. strategic crypto reserve alongside Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, and
Crazy.
Solana. He testified in front of the U.S. Congress regarding cryptocurrency regulation, operate an 11,000-acre bison ranch in Wyoming, own both a construction company and state-of-the-art healthcare clinic focused on anti-aging in rural Wyoming. Part of the group that de-extincted the dire wolf, co-founder of a...
What the fuck? That's a mouthful. Listen to all this shit. The introduction. I want to be introduced like that. Listen.
Part of the group that de-extincted the dire wolf, co-founder of a lab that is genetically engineering bioluminescent plants, funded and joined a maritime expedition near Papua New Guinea that recovered extrasolar fragments from the ocean floor. In 2021, founded the Hoskinson Center for Formal Mathematics at Carnegie Mellon University, and most recently decided to wear gloves filled with bullet ants in a ceremony in Brazil. And there's a lot more.
Bruh. Listen to
Recovered extrasolar fragments from the ocean floor. In 2021, founded the Hoskinson
this ain't make believe. This ain't no like gas. Like, bro, this is real shit. This motherfucker's that dude.
Center for Formal Mathematics at Carnegie Mellon University, and most recently decided to wear gloves filled with bullet ants in a ceremony in Brazil. And there's a lot more, but we'll get into it later on in the interview.
A lot more, bro. That's enough. Bro, what were they talking about? Genetic manipulation, anti-aging. What the
So I want to do a life story on you, and starting from childhood, getting into the Cardano and Ethereum, and then all these different ventures that you're doing now. It's
Ethereum, blockchain, what, bro?
seems to me like you just do whatever the hell you're interested in and go in that direction.
Right. You know, you get enough money, you can just do whatever you want. So I just did everything.
That's crazy. Charles, I never seen him before. Never heard of him. CEO and founder, Input Output, global co-founder, Cardano and Ethereum, right? Bro, this motherfucker's the dude. So Ethereum, blockchain. So blockchain is see, I don't want to talk about something that I don't know. Well, blockchain. We'll see.
And I don't know if I can keep this up because I'm getting
That shirt is dope too. That shirt is fucking super fire. Sorry, my bad.
Pretty tired. There's too many pots in the fire.
I don't know how you keep it all straight, but
We're at like 6 companies now or something like that.
man,
Yeah.
man. But a couple things to do before we get into it. So I have a Patreon account. It's a subscription account. We've turned it into quite the community. They've been here with me since the beginning when I started this in the attic. And they're the reason that I get to be here today
Shouts to
with
him,
you.
shouts to him.
And so one of the things I do,
If I could subscribe to Sean Ryan, I would. I think that the whole conversation was how many people are influenced in that agency, right? That are making channels that are influence other people, right? Okay.
is I offer them the opportunity to ask each and every guest a question. So this is from Andre. What do you see as the biggest physiological failure in how cryptocurrencies have been implemented since their inception? And how is Cardano attempting to correct that course?
Are you looking to establish your business using an
I
address
am.
other than your home?
Thank you.
Well, at iPostal One, we can help with that.
Can you help me? Hold on. Yeah, Calf. I know. And so, yeah, it's crazy. This is going to be crazy.
So one of the biggest challenges with cryptocurrencies is that
See, I got time. I like listening to... I've never seen this dude. This dude sounds fucking crazy, bro.
you'd like for them to be successful and adopted to be a cooperative. But the way tokenomics work, the way the actual underlying tokens connected to the infrastructure, they're intrinsically adversarial. So it's like kind of a sum-zero market. So for Bitcoin to win, Ethereum must fail. For Ethereum to win, Bitcoin must fail. And for crypto to win, well, the banking industry has to fail and everybody has to go over to crypto. And that's not how the world works. If you look at real modern business, geopolitics, religion, whatever it is, you have to find cooperative equilibria. You have to find a way that if I win, you win. If I make money, you make money. So, they've been tremendously successful from a growth hacking perspective. Cryptocurrency has gone from nothing to 550 million users within 15 years, from no value to a multi-trillion-dollar ecosystem. But they have still stayed somewhat divorced from the Web 2 world and the legacy financial world. They're not interconnected and interoperable. So really the next 5 to 10 years.
Bro, I like this dude already. Just explain this shit.
Years in the industry, it's about how do you build bridges and how do you reset the incentive layer of the system so that people make more money cooperating together. And we're starting to see this with stablecoins, for example. They're working their way into the cryptocurrency space, and they went from nothing to $243 billion of stablecoins issued with Tether and Circle and the other major standards, about 180 million transactions per month. So huge amount of volume. And probably by 2030, we're going to have stable coins grow to about $1 trillion to $2 trillion vertical.
Wow.
And probably about 500
Okay, just see.
million to 1 billion transactions per month. So massive growth. Under the hood, they're just tokenized treasuries. Short-term treasuries, you buy them, you get a few points of interest. And so they just took them, they tokenized them, they put them on a blockchain. Well, why do people want them? Well, the cryptocurrency space, we want them because it's too volatile. Bitcoin goes way up, it goes way down. I was in Bitcoin before it was $1, and I watched it go to 30.
I remember when I watched like Bitcoin, when it was like $3. I should have fucking bought. $300, I could have bought. For $300, I could have bought 100 Bitcoins. And now it's like fucking $50,000 per Bitcoin or more.
Dollars down to $4. I watched it go all the way up to $256, down to $80, then up to $1,200, then down to $250, then up to $20,000. Woo! Cocaine and hookers, yay! And then down to $4,000.
Hey, what my boy say? We gotta get hey, clip that.
To 20,000. Woo! Cocaine and hookers. Yeah.
What do you say? We gotta clip that. Okay, cocaine and hookers. Yep. What else are you gonna do with your money?
And up to 1,200, then down to 250, then up to 20,000. Woo! Cocaine and hookers, yay! And then down to 4,000, then up to 40, 30, 60.
My boy got swag. I like that. I like that. He nerdy, bro. My boy got super duper swag. Yeah. I'm with you with that dude.
8,000, then down to 25, and then all the way up to $100,000, right? It's just crazy times. You can't build an economy if you have that level of volatility. So you need value stability, and then you can create credit, and then you can have an economy. Well, the legacy world can do that. There's constructions there, but crypto has to learn how to work with that world. Why does the legacy world want to work with crypto? Well, this allows you to dollarize places that normally can't be dollarized. So you look at Argentina or you look at Venezuela or where all these places are, they would much rather have US dollars than pesos, because the volatility is so high and you can't trust the banks in these places. So Argentina, for example, the economy is $700 billion, their GDP, but there's already $100 billion in cryptocurrency assets that are floating around. So one out of every $7 of value is in crypto. Why? Because they don't trust the local currency. So they went to stable coins. So if you're a bank or an issuer, you say, wow, this is the best business in the world. I embrace this crypto. I tokenize treasuries. I get the yield. They get the stability. And I get basically free money, which is why Tether is now, I think, the 7th or 8th largest holder of U.S. treasuries in the world. And they...
Bro, this is wild. This dude is... You the guy. You the guy, my guy. You said cocaine and hookers. I'm locked in. Let's go.
They're more profitable than Goldman Sachs, even though they only have 250 employees.
No kidding.
Employees. Yeah. So it's
Wait, what do you think?
Largest holder of U.S. treasuries in the world, and they're more profitable than Goldman Sachs, even though they only have 250 employees.
No kidding.
Yeah. So it's those cooperative economics where the legacy world can do something, the crypto world can do something, and when you bring these two things together and both sides make money, both sides get value, that's what we need to do. Now, specifically for Cardano, Cardano was always designed to be a highly upgradable cryptocurrency. And the way we constructed it is we constructed it where there's an angle for the regulated business to exist. We have technology called Midnight that's coming out, and it's going to allow rational privacy and select.
Okay. I think, bro, you pause. You sucked me in. Pause. Right. Like this dude knows his shit. That is a fucking brainiac.
Disclosure and all these things that are required for how the legacy financial world exists. But then also at the same time, it has the same ethos and values that Bitcoin does, which is the largest market. So it's fully decentralized and it has all these amazing capabilities. So we kind of straddle both those worlds and we take this slow and deliberate function. But what's nice about it, because of that, the network has never gone down. For 8 years straight, Cardano's operated 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's been hammered and attacked, and everybody's tried to kill it. And it's just Johnny Live a Lot keeps going, keeps doing things. So it creates a resilience and a trust that's required for people to build that type of infrastructure. So, it's a challenging space. It's highly adversarial. It's highly competitive. And you think like politics is bad, like crypto Twitter is probably much worse than anything Trump's ever said or Biden's ever said or whatever. It's a tough world to live in. But in general, we just keep that durability and we always have one eye on the future. Like what is going to be required to bring trillions of dollars of real world assets into the space? What is required to bring Bitcoin into a space where it can participate in the DeFi world and these things? And by doing that, the network has grown. It's gone from nothing to about 4.3 million active wallets, and we think we'll probably grow to more than 10 to 15 by the end of the decade. So it's got a very nice growth rate for it. And also, it now works with everything. So Cardano can start talking to Solana and to Ethereum and to Bitcoin and to all these other standards. And that's what it should be. Their success should be our success, and their user should be our user, and vice versa.
What the fuck? Go buy his shit. I don't know.
So that's what's required to win.
Tired of feeling priced out of real estate? Lennar delivers quality new homes in the Chicago area at a price you can actually afford. From gorgeous modern...
Okay. This shit getting crazy. Are we keeping up? Are we watching? What the fuck is he saying?
What do you mean they should be talking to each other?
So the chains are independent.
Right. What the fuck you mean? Because he was behind Ethereum, right? So I know Ethereum is also I don't know. I don't know. Oh, what the
independent infrastructure. So if you have an asset or an application that lives on Ethereum, it doesn't natively know how to speak the language of an asset or a application living on Solana or Bitcoin or Cardano. So to talk to each other means that you actually create interoperability. And now for the first time ever, you can move users and assets, value, liquidity between the different systems. So imagine like foreign banking systems. So you can't really send a wire transfer to Iran easily or back because the systems have been chopped up and isolated because of sanctions. So
let's pay attention, guys. I'm going back to school. I feel like we're I mean, he breaks it down like it's so easy. It is crazy. It is for him. This shit's crazy. Shout out to you. He doesn't look like a brainiac. He looks like a regular ass dude, bro.
We're back because the systems have been chopped up in liquidity between the different systems. So imagine like foreign banking systems. So you can't really send a wire transfer to Iran easily. We're back because the systems have been chopped up and isolated because of sanctions. Imagine Wi-Fi if your phone could only connect to an Apple router or to a Samsung router and it couldn't connect to any other router. Well, that'd be a crazy protocol, right? Or Bluetooth. Like my Bluetooth headset only connects to my iPhone, but nothing else. So long time ago, we realized that interoperability is a super important feature. And so when you look at Cardano, one of the things we realized was it's less about how do I lock you into the system? And it's more about how do I get the system to talk to all the other systems? You know, what is that Wi-Fi moment for the industry as a whole? And just in solving interoperability, then you see a massive...
Kind of fuck me up right there, bro. So fuck you just say. Okay. I need to rewind or does he need to rewind?
It's more about how do I get the system to talk to all the other systems?
Okay. You see that? You heard that? Right. Okay.
You know, what is that Wi-Fi moment for the industry as a whole? And just in solving interoperability, then you see a massive flow of transactions, a massive flow of users, and eventually that becomes your kind of your commercial engine. So that's what I mean by talking to each other. And then the other side of talking to each other is how do you, for the big stakeholders in those ecosystems, so the people that control billions of dollars of the asset or have built large applications with many users, how do you work with them to create value for them? So a great example would be Brave. It's a very popular browser. It's got about 86 million users. Joe Rogan's a user. Tons of people use it. And it was founded by the guy who created JavaScript, Brendan Eich. And Brendan Eich.
I know. You got some good shit back there, though. I see a lot of good shit. Bro, this dude is fucking talking crazy. For me, I want to slow it down and understand, bro. So, he mentioned a whole bunch of different things. Like, my head is fucking, like, bro. Yes. I have $10. I'm going to give you $10. That is...
Actually, he's a pioneer. He started Netscape with a bunch of other guys, and
all the shit that he's mentioning, Netscape, Oracle, you ever heard of Oracle? All of this shit, blockchain, bro.
JavaScript, Brendan Eich. And Brendan actually is a pioneer. He started Netscape with a bunch of other guys, and then he was the CEO of Mozilla, which was Firefox, and now he has Brave.
Yep.
Well, Brave built into it
Mozilla, Firefox, bro, come on.
Wants to be as decentralized as possible. They have an ad model called BATS, and they have a VPN model to keep your information secret and private. Well, they don't want to be in a position where they're a data custodian and they know everything about you. And trust me, bro, everything works great. They want to be in a position where they help you get the level of privacy you want, and they help you share your data when and how you want to do that. In exchange, you get paid to do that, but they know nothing about you. Well, cryptocurrency technologies enable this to happen really well for them, which is why they launched their own token called BATS and these other things. So how do we make their ad model better? How do we make their VPN model better? How do we grow that? And then that solves a problem for 88 million users, and it helps them grow then to 100 million users or 150 million users. Well, once those users are on our ecosystem, well, then they also will do other things. They'll participate in NFTs and DeFi things and whatever the heck of the latest and greatest newfangled thing is in the space. So their users are our users. and our users are their users. That's a cooperative equilibria that you look for. And if you solve their ad problem, you find a better way to do ads that preserve their privacy and actually share the ad revenue with the people who provide the information, well, that's just as useful to Microsoft and Meta and to Google as it is to Bats. Because they don't want to be a data custodian, and they just want the semantical value of the data. They want to be able to micro-target people and sell things, but they don't want to be in the business of knowing every single detail about who you are. And it's a liability, because if they ever get hacked, then they lose all that data. So you can create economies for these types of things, and then you can start creating ecosystems around them, and then you revolutionize the offering. And every time you do it, it gets more decentralized.
This is crazy. My boy. He's speaking like programming language. Like he's not even speaking English. Yes, it is crazy.
And you push more value to the edges. And then you can start cutting people in on things that they previously gave away for free.
Very interesting. Does crypto...
Very interesting. Like all the shit that he's saying is wild. Wild or not? Is it? Like, bro.
Pull in on things that they previously gave away for free.
Very interesting. Does crypto...
So look. So he was talking about VPNs, information. So right. And then you're talking about all of this stuff. Right? He basically saying that our information is key, right?
So this is my Rust project. I have 4 terminal clients, all with this chat interface running off one server.
You gone.
Okay. Over.
Okay. But what did he just say? So okay. Why do you need a VPN? You need a VPN to hide what you're doing. There's no way of hiding it. There's no way.
Take the current system eventually?
No, I think it'll merge. It's like new media and, online media versus legacy media. It just became media, and so the really smart people, like the New York Times and other people, they were quick to realize that they had to get on the web and build a web footprint. And then the dinosaurs like the Rocky Mountain News and others, they didn't get that right and they went out of business. And so very similar, when you look at finance, you have TradFi and DeFi. It's going to merge and become Fi. And both sides help each other out. So in terms of the legacy world, the cost of compliance is too high. It's $500 billion a year globally. So you could buy Tokyo every 3 years.
Bro, this dude's shitting on shit. Listen to what he just said. You can buy Tokyo.
It's too high. It's $500 billion a year globally. So you could buy Tokyo every 3 years if you want to comply with KYC, know your customer, anti-money laundering, anti-terrorist financing. It's extraordinary when you look at the global cost of that. And then also just settlement time is too slow. It takes days or weeks to do certain things, and liquidity is siloed. And so the American liquidity is different from the Dubai liquidity, different from the German liquidity. And that doesn't make sense, because what if a German person wants to buy an American product, or a person in Dubai wants to buy an American product? Why do they have to go and through all these hops and loops to get into the American market? So the legacy world, they want automated compliance, they want universal global liquidity, and they want more transaction volume. Okay, well, the Web3 side of the world wants all the money. They want the capital that's currently locked up in BlackRock and the capital that's locked up in Goldman Sachs and all these other places to move over into crypto products.
Are you guys paying attention? That's Dwayne. Okay.
So there's a marriage there if they can.
Like, right. It's beyond me. I thought I was smart. This dude's fucking extra smart. He's like 200 IQ. Easy work. Dude is talking about some shit.
Have to go and through all these hops and loops to get into the American market. So
right. So look at what Saudi Arabia is doing. The Saudis are doing, right? BlackRock, scary company. Yep. Exactly, Cap. Exactly. But how is he explaining it, right? Okay. Look at what the Saudis are doing when it comes to sports, when it comes to buying up sports, everything. They're buying everything up. Eventually, so they buy it on credit on the system. What are they doing?
Well, the legacy world, they want automated compliance, they want universal global liquidity, and they want more transaction volume. Okay, well, the Web3 side of the world wants all the money. They want the capital that's currently locked up in BlackRock and the capital that's locked up in Goldman Sachs and all these other places to move over into crypto products. So there's a marriage there if they can kind of put these pieces together, and one creates innovation and reforms the legacy world, and the other provides the users and ultimately the raw economic value.
This dude's crazy. We haven't even gotten into I never seen this shit, but like DARPA, and then bioluminescence, and then bringing back the dire wolf, bro. It's crazy.
Well, when those systems merge, it gets harder and harder to distinguish what's crypto versus what's not crypto. Like, here's an example. Let's say the Genius Act passes, which is a piece of legislation that's almost through the Congress right now to regulate stablecoins. Well, the minute that passes, Microsoft could wake up and say, you know what, we want to issue our own stablecoin, and we want to create a cryptocurrency wallet into Windows and just have it right there. So when you boot up your Windows 11, it's right.
What the fuck did he just say? I think this is very important. Listen to what he just said. It's very significant. 14, 15 minutes in, this motherfucker dropping gems.
Microsoft could wake up and say, you know what, we want to issue our own stable coin, and we want...
Because a lot of shit is run under Microsoft.
Want to create a cryptocurrency wallet into Windows and just have it right there. So when you boot up your Windows 11, it's right in the system tray, and you click a button for it. Well, the consumer, when they see that, they'll probably say dollars. Won't say cryptocurrency on cryptocurrency XYZ. Just say dollars. And you can use your credit card to like top it up and transfer money into it. And it's seamless because they'll have great bank infrastructure on the back end because Microsoft is so big and so rich. What did they just do? They just onboarded 2 billion people into the cryptocurrency space. Now, why would Microsoft want to do this? Well, they have customers in Sri Lanka, and they have customers in Bangladesh, and they have customers in Burundi, and all these other places. And it's really expensive for them to move money in and out of those countries and sell products in and out of those countries. And you don't want to take a $100 product and have $20 disappear because of Forex risk and intermediaries and all these things. You would much rather that customer have a decentralized money and have a direct financial relationship with you. And no matter where that dollar gets sent to you for that purchase, you get 100% of the purchase value. You'd much rather have that relationship. So, if they issue stablecoin, then voila, they have that. It's all there. So the temptation for the Mag 7 to come in, the Magnificent 7, like the Apples and the Microsoft, the Metas, is extremely strong. And in fact, Facebook...
That's crazy. The Magnificent 7. That's crazy. I've never heard of that.
Facebook tried to enter the cryptocurrency space of Microsoft. The temptation for the Mag 7 to come in, the Magnificent
7, right? Okay.
7, like the Apples and the Microsoft, the Metas, is extremely...
Microsoft, Meta, then you have to have Elon Musk in there, and Amazon, right?
Strong. And in fact, Facebook tried to enter the cryptocurrency space a few years ago with a project called Libra, and they kind of got smashed down by the regulators, but they were going in with MasterCard and all these other guys because they wanted to turn WhatsApp and Facebook Messenger into a payment system. You're chatting with somebody and he said, hey, Sean, can I borrow $20? Sure. You just tap your phone, you send $20, just like that. No banks involved. It's person to person, completely decentralized. Because they said, well, hang on, we got billions of people on this platform. We can be the world's largest payment processor, through this whole setup. So there's too much temptation for these guys to come in. They were just waiting for the regulatory window to open, and then they come in.
Yo, my boy out here. All that, bruh. Shout out to my boy. What the fuck he just say, right? This is what you said. WhatsApp could have been... Central banks are scared. Yep.
Once they come in, the consumer's not...
Facts. Yep.
really thinking I'm in the cryptocurrency space, I'm a cryptocurrency entrepreneur, it just feels like a better PayPal. It feels like a better traditional bank interface.
Makes sense. Wow.
Creators, take
This motherfucker.
these 3 apps I built to run my business made with Base 44. They're ready for you as free to
Bro, when this dude speaks, it hurts my brain. This motherfucker knows this shit.
I would do anything to protect my family, but there's always that one worry in the back of my head. If I have to use my firearm in self-defense, who's got my back? The truth is, the justice system isn't always just. I've uncovered story after story of corruption. Good Americans who did the right thing, defended their families, and yet still had their lives turned upside down. And that's why I joined USCCA, the U.S. Concealed Carry Association. They've helped thousands of responsible gun owners with legal preparedness, training, and support before and after a self-defense incident. If you've watched my channel long enough, you know I've always said preparedness is more than just training and gear. It's a mindset. And because crime is on the rise in America, which we can all see, you'll need more than just a gun to protect yourself. You'll need a plan. Go to uscca.com/SRS right now to learn more. That's uscca.com/SRS and see how
Hey, go subscribe to that. Sorry. Go do that. Like it.
membership can give you and your family that peace of mind you've been looking for before, during, and after a self-defense situation. Once again, that's uscca.com/SRS. Do it.
Do it right now. Do it.
If you ever feel like the modern world is wearing you down, things like EMFs, artificial light, seed oils, microplastics, chronic stress, it seems like our biology wasn't designed for these modern assaults, and it's probably taking a toll on all of us. Armor colostrum is a bioactive whole food that can help revive cellular signaling and help bolster our health from within. Colostrum is nature's finest whole food, packed with over 400 bioactive nutrients that work at a cellular level to help strengthen your immune health, help fortify gut health, and help kickstart your metabolism. I've been using Armra ever since they sent me some to try, and now I have a lot more energy. It's part of my daily routine now. I take it in the morning and after workouts. Are you ready to reclaim your health? We've worked out a special offer for my audience. Receive 15% off your first order. Go to tryarmra.com/SRS or enter SRS to get 15% off your first order. That's tryarmra.com/SRS. These statements and products have not been evaluated by the FDA. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or condition.
Alright. Hey, go sub to Sean Ryan, bro. This shit is crazy. Very informative. No, not his ads. So, I wouldn't dare skip past all of his ads. If it helps him, if it helps his channel, you know what I'm saying, he does encourage a lot of people to share his links, share his shorts, do all of this stuff. He does that. He did that. He's talking about that.
We're going to get more into this.
And now this dude is a fucking crazy motherfucker. Charles Hoskinson. Wild, bro.
Mm-hmm. Before I forget, everybody gets a gift.
What you got for me?
Those are Vigilance League gummy bears, legal in all 50 states, made in the U.S.
This dude's a brainiac. Like, when I see smart people, usually they're fucking, the shape of their head is huge. He's really a dude.
I say, you could even pay for those in crypto. but yeah, everybody gets a gift. So there it is.
Thank you, sir.
My pleasure.
I'll put that right there.
Yo, That dude is fucking nuts. That dude is nuts. Charles Hoskinson. Bro, that dude's nuts.
But, you know, I want to get into your life story, but I want to talk about these bioluminescence plants first.
Here we go. We got the potatoes. I want the meat and potatoes. We're gonna get the potatoes. Bro, bioluminescence. I did few thumbnails about bioluminescence
First, that we had, you showed me some pictures at breakfast. Wow. I mean, it looks like something out of a movie, and the light that these things are putting off. I mean, if we can't show these pictures yet.
No.
It looks like,
holy shit. Ryan, he just asked him, can we show these pictures? No, you can't show. No.
Wow. I mean, it looks like something out of a movie, and the light that these things are putting off. I mean, if we can't show these pictures yet.
No.
It looks like they're under a black light and they're just glowing in these magnificent neon colors. And so let's get into that not real quick. Let's get into that, and then we'll get into your life.
No. They're going to be able to do that.
Story. Where did this come about from?
So, you know, for many years, I always wanted to do a synthetic biology company because when I was in college, you know, I didn't know if I wanted to be a doctor.
What the fuck you want to do, bro? Charles, what do you want to do, Charles? Charles, what do you want to do, sir?
Mathematician. So I took a ton of biology classes and chemistry classes, and a lot of my friends who went deeper into that, because they were right at the beginning of the CRISPR era and the whole gene therapies and all these things. So they were doing all.
Okay. You ever heard of CRISPR? CRISPR, that's another thing.
All the time, genetic engineering.
Bro, genetic engineering. Look at all the words that he says. When he says all this shit, it fucks with me. Cause like I'm just like, you know, he hung around with all the cool kids, all the kids that went to school, and are something, right?
If I wanted to be a doctor or a mathematician, so
these magnificent neon colors and so let's get into that not real quick. Let's get into that, and then we'll get into your life story. Where did this come about from?
So, you know, for many years, I always wanted to do
I want to slow this shit down. This is so meaningful.
Synthetic biology company because when I was in college, you know, I didn't know if I wanted to be a doctor or a mathematician, so I took a ton of biology classes and chemistry classes, and a lot of my friends who went deeper into that, because they were right at the beginning of the CRISPR era and the whole gene therapies.
Yeah, if you look at CRISPR, I think that's what it is, right? CRISPR is the one that is DNA. They're trying to change DNA. I think they're behind what is it? What the fuck is it called? Anyways, my bad.
All these things. So they were doing all the time genetic engineering, and they kept saying, well, there's all these.
Yes, genetic engineering, but specifically for one thing.
These cool things that will be possible in 10 or 20 years. And like what? And they're like, well, you know, you could take human skin cells and merge them with octopus DNA, and then, you know.
Oh, hell nah. Y'all heard this? You hear this? So CRISPR is, I think it was, what the fuck are they doing? CRISPR does, they did that. Look up CRISPR. Pay attention to CRISPR, right? And DNA, right? And what did they do? And look what the fuck he just said. Octopus
and the
DNA.
whole gene therapies and all these things. So they were doing all the time genetic engineering, and they kept saying, well, there's all these cool things that will be possible in 10 or 20 years. And like what? And they're like, well, you could take humans.
Y'all hear this shit? Listen, people. What did Teofimo say? Listen, humans. Bro, we're not gonna be humans anymore. So he is right. I said this many times, right? When we talked about the fucking the spider goats, eventually it will be humans, right? So what did he just fucking say, right? So he hung around with people that were when they were creating CRISPR. So CRISPR, whatever the fuck it is, right? They were reversing. What the fuck is it called? It's a disease. Nah, I don't need. I'm good with my cock is good. It's okay. I have not had like. There's no woman that's ever said like, "Yo, your shit is not pumping." I'm pumped with my thing. My thing is it's the rhythm. Got some motion in my ocean. Listen, I nobody complains. I swear. Call out my ex. But what he's saying is something that CRISPR was genetically trying to sort out. What the fuck is it called? Sickle cell. I think it was sickle cell. I think that's what CRISPR was trying to target, right? Sickle cell disease, and they were trying to do it with DNA. I think it was sickle cell. I'm pretty sure it was, right? So CRISPR did that. So CRISPR, what they did is they tried to break down human DNA. So you remember when they the DNA program happened? It happened in 2020, right? So they mapped out the human genome, I think.
Things. So they were doing all the time genetic engineering, and they kept saying, well, there's all these cool things that will be possible in 10 or 20 years. And like what? And they're like, well, you could take human skin cells and merge them with octopus DNA, and then, octopus can actually change its color. So you can make a.
Did you hear that? So you can take human DNA. This is not far-fetched. So we're talking about chimeras, no?
Merge them with octopus DNA, and then, octopus can actually change its color. So you can make a human skin cell.
So look. This dude is one of the dudes that's behind all of the what's it called? Blockchains, cryptocurrencies. He believes this shit.
Be able to change its color and camouflage itself, kind of like the predator or something like that. It's like, wow, that's cool. Or you could take luciferase in this case.
You hear what he just said? So the dudes that he was hanging with, his friends. So he ventured off into one space, one sector, right? And all of the rest of his friends years ago were going and experimenting with this shit.
Things that will be possible in 10 or 20 years. And like what? And they're like, well, you could take human skin cells and merge them with octopus DNA, and then, octopus can actually change its color. So you can make a human skin cell be able to change its color and camouflage itself, kind of like the predator or something like that.
That's what he said. So like y'all may think that this shit is not real. He says his friends that ventured off, as smart as he is, went to do all the rest of the shit.
That it's like, wow, that's cool. Or you could take luciferase in this case and put it into any plant you want, and you could make a plant glow in the dark. And so for more than 2 decades, I was aware that these capabilities would be evident.
more than 2 decades. What's a decade? 10 years, right? So he knew all this shit. They've been doing this shit for a long time. So this is the thing, right? 2 decades, 20 years, right? They know of this shit. They don't talk about this shit. But it's been experimented. It's been done.
At some point. It just really, I was looking for a partnership that would make sense. And so it was a serendipity. I met Ben Lamb, and Ben he's a genius. He's a great guy.
Yo, imagine you're a genius and you call another person a genius. I like to hang out with these. Please. I'm not that smart.
Wonderful guy.
But did you see what he said?
Lamb, and Ben he's a genius. He's a great guy, a wonderful guy. And he's kind of like me, where he likes doing a little bit of everything. We both like the alien stuff and this thing. And he's started all these weird startups, and he's made quite a bit of money from them. And he was just getting started with a startup called Colossal, which I invested.
There it goes. There it goes. There it goes. If you guys know what Colossal is. So he invested in Colossal. Bro, this guy is a fucking... Bro, he's smart. This is smart.
Bit of money from him. And he was just getting started.
So Colossal is the one that founded... they brought back the dire wolf. So, did they bring back a dire wolf? All right.
With a startup called Colossal, which I invested in. And Colossal's kind of famous for bringing back the dire wolf, and they're working on the woolly mammoth right now, and it's an amazing company.
Companies. So these are private companies that are bringing animals that were extinct back to life. Doesn't that sound crazy? Shouldn't governments be doing that? Or are they actually sponsored by them? But this guy's sponsoring them.
So Ben and I were talking about, was there a way that we could do something with Colossal in the cryptocurrency space? And this was back in 2021.
What the fuck?
Wolf, and they're working on the woolly mammoth right now, and it's an amazing company. So Ben and I were talking about, was there a way that we could do something with Colossal in the cryptocurrency space? And this was back in 2021. And as like a side conversation, I mentioned to him, hey, it'd be really cool if we could do glow-in-the-dark plants, and let's think this out. And he's like, I want to do that too. And George Church, the guy that started Colossal with him, was an expert in this area. He wrote all the books on synthetic biology, like Regenesis was one book, and
synthetic biology,
over 1,000 papers and these things. He's like a gigabrain out of Harvard. He had all this technology to basically do this. And it was one of those, like, did we just become best friends? Type of thing. So we're like, we got to start a company. It's like, yeah, shit, we got to start a company. So we ended up starting a company, and we're still running mostly in silent mode. And they hate it when I talk about this stuff, but every now and then I'll be like, hey, there's some cool stuff coming. And really what we've been working on is more than just this concept of bioluminescent plants, which is super cool and interesting. But also we've been working on this idea of using synthetic biology to engineer plants to be better adapted for our goals in the environment that they're put in. So let's say that you're in Saudi Arabia and you're building NEOM and you're MBS, and you have this grand vision of like this $1 trillion massive mega city in the middle of damn nowhere.
Yeah, this whole... Did you guys see what the line is? So Saudi Arabia is trying to build this mega city that's a line that could fit billions of people in this one line. It's crazy.
For that. Yeah. And you want to terraform the entire world.
Right. So, okay. One thing, like I don't know, has this person ever fucking spoke to Elon Musk? Because Elon Musk wants to go to Mars and wants to terraform another fucking planet. Why not terraform and rebuild our planet here?
Well, there's only so much you can do with steel and concrete and glass. At some point, you have to use agriculture, and what you'd like to do is reclaim the desert, and turn it into a different biome, because who wants to be in a desert? You want to be somewhere interesting. That's why we're out here in Tennessee, and this morning we had breakfast. That place was gorgeous. It had all this beautiful, lush greenery, everywhere you look. Well, I'd love to see that if I was MBS. And so what if you had a company that...
Thanks. Yeah, once you start running out of cocaine, the line is gonna be smaller. Gotta make them thinner. And see, but this shit's crazy. That ambition is there, though, right?
understood so well how to modify the ambient environment that it could conceive of plants to do such a thing. Or what if your goal is carbon reduction? You can make plants that sequester enormous amounts of carbon. Or what if your goal is environmental reclamation? Let's say you have a shooting range. What's your number one problem? You're going to accumulate a lot of lead over time, right? And so what if you had plants that seeped it right out of the soil so it doesn't get into the water and sequesters inside the plant? You can do these types of things. So bioluminescence is a really magical thing because it's one of those, like, you can see it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not...
Bro, this dude is fucking crazy. What the fuck is he saying? What's up, Melissa? Where you been at? Melissa, swear to God, you've been here. You've been away. It's okay. It's okay. I'm glad you're back. It's okay. It's okay. What you think about this? Bro, this motherfucker is dropping fucking facts, bro. It's crazy.
A hypothetical, like, if I make plants that sequester carbon...
So look. I did this thumbnail. KOZZIE used bioluminescence, but that's what he's saying, right? Yeah. I'm gonna find it. Where my weed at? Yeah, it's sweet cafe, exactly. He's gonna make weed, so like that shit's gonna be glowing. You would never lose your weed. Never. How? That shit glows. I need it to glow. I just need to smoke. That's it. That shit's crazy. Hey, is it better? It wouldn't be better. Like, I don't think that like a glow in the dark weed would be better than regular weed. And I wouldn't care. Like, would I pay more money for glow in the dark weed? No. I just want the weed to fucking to work.
That's cool. They sequester carbon. I can't see it. It doesn't really appear to be anything meaningful. But here, it's like, it's just magic. It's something that never existed before. And you can imagine the art of the possible. Glowing cities, glowing golf courses, organic lighting, all these magical, amazing things. So, and the other thing is that once you've mastered that as a platform, then all those other use cases become tractable and useful and easy. Yeah, because you now know how to pretty much do anything you want with the organism. And what's cool is the bioluminescence can also be a guide to tell you whether those genes have been taken or not, because you can cross-link them. And you can say, well, if it glows this color, it has this property. If it glows this color, it has this property, or these types of things. So there's a method to the madness, and it gets people instantly interested. And they always say, oh, that's AI, or that's a fantasy, or it's under a black light or something. And then they physically see it, and they say, wow, this is incredible. And so at some point soon, we'll go out of silent mode and actually have a big showing of these types of things to get people very excited about it. But every now and then, when I meet an interesting person.
Yeah, if we could get like let's say a plant that is just grows and grows and grows, like a weed, like a weed, like, what I'm saying, like what is it called? We see it all the time, like a weed plant. I'm saying not weed and weed like marijuana. I'm talking about a weed, right? Just grows like rapidly. It grows everywhere. You see it. You can't destroy it. How many companies have actually tried to destroy the daisy plant, right? The weed plant. right? And it grows everywhere. Imagine if you can reproduce something that's like that. That just grows and grows and grows. It's powerful. Amazing.
And I kind of share it because people say, wow, the world is moving in kind of a new place. And then they always ask for something. They're like, can you make this plant glow? Or can you do this color? Or wouldn't it be cool if we could decorate this?
They can. So I think okay, I don't want to speak on behalf of him.
Way, or do this thing. And then we say, oh, that's a good idea. And you kind of take it and you say, well, maybe we should work on that or something like that.
I don't know how far you want to dive into this, so I don't want to push, but you had mentioned some early detection systems that these plants could be used
Yeah,
for.
sentinel plants. And so imagine you're a coal miner, and you're
I'm telling you, this is gonna be crazy, bro. This dude is nuts. So that's the thing. He's smart, and he hangs with smart people, and he has money. All the shit that he was talking about, cryptocurrency, blockchain, and I'm saying bioengineering, all of these things. I'm saying bioluminescence. Like,
in West Virginia or Pennsylvania or something like that. Gillette is like one of the coal capitals of the world, but we have these big open pit mines, which are a lot safer. But let's say you're underground, you're a coal miner. What's your number one problem? You're worried about methane, because it naturally leaches off the walls and you don't smell it. Most people, when they think of natural gas, oh, it smells terrible. Well, that doesn't actually. It's odorless. It smells terrible because after they process it,
Facts. You will never smell methane. You won't smell gas. They infuse a smell to it so we can recognize it. You won't smell it.
Leaches off the walls and you don't smell it. Most people, when they think of natural gas, oh, it smells terrible. Well, that doesn't actually. It's odorless. It smells terrible because after they process it, they put a chemical in it so you can detect it and you can smell it. So if you're a miner in a mine and natural gas is building up, it's a silent killer. It explodes and so it's terrible. So you have to always detectors, and that's why they had the canary in coal mine, this type of thing. So imagine a plant,
Crazy. They use a bird. They would bring canaries with them. Coal miners would bring birds just to detect that.
cave moss or something, and it doesn't glow unless there's methane, and when it does, it glows red. It's called a sentinel plant. And it doesn't glow unless there's methane, and when it does, it glows red. It's called a sentinel plant, right? And you can use this for military applications, for industrial applications, for environmental applications, these types of things. That's the art of the possible. And that's what gets people very excited about this technology. Because then you say, okay, the plant is now an information transmitter about something in my environment. And it does it naturally and organically, and it's just there. And once you have that capability, then what that does for you is it puts you in a position where you are able to kind of ask the people you're working with, what do you want? What would improve safety? What would improve the experience? What would improve the ambiance of where we're at? And then you can design the plants, you can design this biology.
But you hear what he's saying, though? So specifically trying to grow plants for these applications. That's what he's saying, no? That shit is wild.
Around that desire. So that's what gets me most excited about it. And
well, yeah, that's why I think there's a company with super advanced AI. Yeah, he's privy to a lot of information. This dude knows his shit. Okay, so what he's saying is what they're actually doing, right? experimenting with plants to use them, I'm saying, as plants, DNA. So he just went from dire wolves to bioluminescent plants. So you can. Is he smart? So there was a cat that they injected with like that bioluminescent. They used to glow in the dark. It happened genetically.
What's cool is it's the only time ever where like Hollywood is interested and restaurants are interested and casinos are interested and the Air Force is interested. You know, it's like there's this huge spectrum of people. It's a magical company. And I love those magical companies. They just make people want to be part of it. They want to be invested in it. They brag to their friends like, I am in this coolest company in the whole world. And Colossal is much the same way. Any Ben Lamb company.
Put it right there. That's my company with a super advanced AI. Yeah. So, look. I honestly think we are 10 years, 20 years behind all of this shit. What he's saying is nothing new. He is smart. But like what he's saying is, as far as like bioluminescence, all that DNA stuff that he's talking about, that's way like years ago. They've been saying this shit for a long ass time. So he's able to openly talk about that shit. His ideas has been around for a long time.
This way. This is why he's a genius. It's like you invest in Colossal, you're like, oh yeah, I'm part of that whole woolly mammoth thing and that whole direwolf thing. You're like, holy shit, that's awesome. You know, like tell me more. It's, oh, I can't tell you anything. You know?
I mean, you had mentioned we were talking about security and a little bit of prepping and all that kind of stuff as well. And you had mentioned that you could modify what sounded like a thorn bush and make a security wall with thorns that are.
Yeah, you know, like I have a construction company and we have about 200 people in it. We do dirt work and concrete work, and I go every year to World of Concrete and all these things. And if you own a construction company, at some point you're building walls, you know, whether they be concrete walls or wood walls, whatever. And landscaping is a big part of a security element. And so they're all the time you can plant things like the Japanese barberry. It's a perfect bush for security. It can grow about 6 to 8 feet high, which is exactly about how high you want it. And they got these really sharp, nasty thorns, and they're about that wide. So if you create a hedge wall and then back it with like a concrete wall or, you know, a wood fence or something, you've already created something that's very hard for somebody to work their way through. Well, why don't people do this? It's horrendously expensive. It takes a real long time to grow one. You have to water it and maintain it and all these things. Well, when you get into business synthetic biology, you can say, okay, well, I want something with the properties of a crown of thorn or a Japanese barberry or whatever the plant is, but I want it to grow like really fast. And then you can just 3D print some lattice structure, you put it in, and then you just grow out an entire wall. Well, if it's bioluminescent, it also glows at night too. So you have your organic lighting, and now you have a denial and all these things. And then you'd also tune it for the environment. So you'd like say, well, I don't want the deer to eat it, so make it bad for them, but it's fine for humans or something like that. So you can really get granular with your design requirements. And what's cool is then you can even.
Oh shit. So yeah, you would be able to. So what is it called? It's a GMO, genetically modifying that plant, right? So you can genetically modify that plant for whatever you want, just to have it in your house. So that these are the things that I think that shouldn't exist here on Earth. I think it should happen if we went to another planet and we can genetically modify plants and do all these things, genetically modify anything, whether it's animals, humans, or things like that, right?
Blend it with your logo or branding. So you could be like, okay, well, I want it to match the colors of the brand of my corporation or organization, you know, because I use black and red for input output. So those are our colors. So it'd be really cool if we can do like black flowers or red flowers or things like that. And it's all there. And that technology is going to be available, horizontally when you look to the 2030s, especially as AI gets deeper.
Look at that. So he's right. So potentially in 2030, that's where it's going to be happening. This is so all of these thoughts are not meant to happen right away. Today, tomorrow. I'm saying years. 5 years from now, yeah, it would eventually happen. You can have a plan like that, right? You can have, like I said, like a plant that just grows, and then you can modify that shit.
Available, horizontally when you look to the 2030s, especially as AI gets deeper into bioinformatics. You basically have like a CAD for organisms. You can sit down and kind of type in all your requirements, and it tells you exactly.
Yep. So what did he say? Something about CAD. CAD is CAD usually is computer system that develops these type of things. CAD, all of these things. Yes, you can create something like that. Then use AI. Then you use you genetically modify that shit, right? Look, that's exactly what he just said.
You basically have like a CAD for organisms. You can sit down and kind of type in.
A CAD for organisms. CAD. Yeah, I know what CAD is. I don't know.
Bioinformatics, you basically have like a CAD for organisms. You can sit down and kind of type in all your requirements, and it tells you exactly what you need to do step by step, and you go and design it for the client. You can do that for.
Yeah, by 2030, I don't think it will take that long. Like we're getting close to that. You will be able to genetically modify and change and create plants and things like that. What he's saying is like just like wishful thinking that it's gonna happen in 2030. I think it's gonna happen sooner.
Bespoke, large-scale commercial landscaping, and it's cool because then you start blending the aesthetic with the functional. You get a lot of wonderful properties that really help you out, but then you also get these aesthetic properties, and it creates a uniqueness about what you have. So you don't live in this world of malls and Walmarts and ugly landscaping. It's more like European cities where every place you go has a very unique architectural fingerprint, and it's very distinct and memorable.
Now that I use Monday Service, AI makes solving tickets my form of meditation. Monday Service is a ticketing platform that helps us manage and automate our entire service operations with efficiency and with.
Man, I almost wanted to watch that shit. I know Ryan. A lot of the what this dude just said is like fucking too much. For me, it's crazy. Let's see, we were able to pause it, rewind, and look up all this shit. But like, bro, this is overwhelming.
That is fascinating. How long have you guys been working on that?
Oh, for about 2 years now.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it. And the first step was just building the science team, and you got to understand, it's like cryptocurrencies. We've been working on it for a while, but the cryptography has been around since the 70s, like as an academic discipline.
Yeah. I remember when they were talking about crypto, and they broke it actually down. You can write that shit down. You can write it. It just takes a long ass time. You just have to keep writing forever. What computers does, it just does it faster. Over and over and over and over and over and over again.
But it's been around for hundreds of years as like an endeavor that people do. And Caesar encoded things. It's called the Caesar cipher. It's a substitution cipher. So these ideas are there. It's just you have to wait a little bit for the science to mature to a point where you can commercialize the science. So quantum computing, for example, there's all these different incredibly difficult things that have to happen. But once they come together, then you can build a quantum computer. So now that most of those things have happened, we're starting to get to the possibility of a quantum computer. And it's very much.
Do we actually have quantum computers? It's gonna be crazy.
The same when you look at synthetic biology. You know, George Church and other people.
Synthetic biology, bro. And then this, so okay, so we get quantum computers, synthetic biology. Then we are going to be creating the matrix. And so we are going to be creating this whole entire fake world. So we're going to be going backwards and forwards. Backwards and forwards. That makes sense?
People had to spend decades of their lives writing papers and books and articles and training people and conducting experiments and figuring out basically how to do all this stuff. And now that they have all these things figured out, you're in a position where you actually can now commercialize the technology and roll it out.
True. Commercialize all of these things and commercialize it so that governments buy it. That's all you have to do. Create a great idea so somebody buys it. And the government will buy it. And they spend billions of dollars. What always happens?
Multi-touch in phones. They had these ideas in the 80s for multi-touch, but it.
Yep. Multi-touch, yep. Flat screen TVs. I remember seeing flat screen TVs in the movies. And then it just happened not so long ago in the early 2020s, right? When we had plasmas. The concept was there. The idea was there. They already built that shit.
It took 2 decades of fundamental R&D and material sciences to get to a point where Steve Jobs could pretend he invented it.
Yep. Wow, that dude just fucking dropped a big ass bomb. Listen to what Jesus just said. Hold your head up.
You're in a position where you actually can now commercialize the technology and roll it out. Multi-touch in phones. They had these ideas in the 80s for multi-touch, but it took 2 decades of fundamental R&D and material sciences to get to a point where Steve Jobs could pretend he invented it, you know, and say, hey, here's the iPhone, and now we can do the pinch and all the other things. So that's the cool part. You know, good technologists, they always have one foot in the research side, and they are very connected to the labs and the universities, and they see what's on the horizon. And they have one foot in the right on the bleeding edge of commercialization. And if you bet too early, you don't really get a good experience out of it. And then the imitators come in and kill you. Mm-hmm. If you bet too late, you're the idiot. There's always the 3 I's in business. There's the innovators, the imitators, and the idiots. And they're very close together. So.
Oh, I like that. I like it. Shit, what he said? 3 I's. Listen to what he just said. Okay. Oh boy, I'm telling you, this dude is fucking crazy,
There's
bro.
the innovators, the imitators, and the idiots.
Innovators, imitators, idiots. Boom. Where the fuck would I be at? Where would I don't know where the fuck. I don't know.
And they're very close together. So you're MySpace, you come out, you're the innovator, right? But you take a lot of arrows and you make a lot of mistakes. And then the imitator comes in, the Facebook.
Yep.
And they take your lunch and eat everything. And then people came after Facebook, they were the idiots. You know, they weren't able to build was it Google Plus or Google Circles or whatever it was. They failed miserably, even though they had the network effect of Google and these types of things. So it's very much the same when you look at emerging technologies. You're like, where are we at? Are we the innovator? Not really. There's other people that do synthetic biology, but you know, we're just leaving that phase, and now we're in that second generation, and we think that there's a lot of there. And if we're successful, there'll be tons of idiots that come in and they try to do things, but we already have all the right business model. And that's what keeps it fun. You know, Steve Jobs did this with AI. You know, there was a DARPA program called KALO in 2000.
at this shit. Who the fuck? Nobody watch this shit. Don't watch this shit. Listen to what you just said.
But we already have all the right business model, and that's what keeps it fun. You know, Steve Jobs did this with AI. You know, there was a DARPA program called KALO in 2003 to 2008. It was cognitive assistant that learns and organizes, and he literally got weekly reports on the things that were happening there, because the guys who were running it were the guys who ended up creating Siri. So they were basically like talking about this idea of like an intelligent agent, and this is in 2003. DARPA is always ahead of the game. There's like this intelligent agent that would basically know.
That's true. Yeah, no, I know. In 2003, they were talking about this shit.
Know everything about you, and it'd be your companion. You talk to it, and it's like a personal assistant.
So, but it's so. It's what they okay. Back in the day, do you remember there was like in the 1950s, they used to talk about like a watch that you could see, you could talk and things like that. It's like futurism, right? So it could have been that though.
That say, hey, read all my emails. Which ones should I review? Which ones should I delete? I'll do this. Well, obviously it was fantasy. They didn't have the technology there, but the guys learned.
There was a TV show. In that TV show, it was, I forgot what the fuck it was called. In the early 1950s, where they had a phone, a watch, right? I forgot what the fuck it was called. So they used to have a watch, and it did everything that the iPhone watch does now. It's just basically we lived up to that. We eventually made that. Wow, that shit.
Enormous stuff, and they spent basic. So they were basically like talking about this idea of like an intelligent agent, and this is in 2003. DARPA is always ahead of the game. There's like this intelligent agent that would basically know everything about you, and it'd be your companion. You talk to it, and it's like a personal assistant. It'd say, hey, read all my emails. Which ones should I review? Which ones should I delete? I'll do this. Well, obviously it was fantasy. They didn't have the technology there, but the guys learned enormous stuff, and they spent hundreds of millions of taxpayer dollars to de-risk all this technology. So the minute that they finished, they went and created a small company called Siri, and then Steve instantly bought them and brought them into the guts of Apple. So he was watching that, and he knew roughly when to invest to bring an intelligent agent in. And every great entrepreneur has developed that sense. It's the same for when you look at Larry Page at Google, or you look at Satya Nadella at Microsoft today. And he just knows when to cut it, when to invest in it.
I got free entry to an exclusive 200kchess.com tournament plus premium free. Unlimited stockfish analysis, no daily limits. Life is definitely.
It was something a detective. What I was talking about. So it was a something detective that had that phone. Sorry, that watch. It happened a long time ago. Okay, so you look at Star Trek. They also had the flip phone. The thought was there. The technology wasn't there. Eventually, people got somehow encouraged to read it. Star Trek was talking about futuristic things that we have now, right? When it was the cell phone, that detective, I forgot what the fuck his name is, something private eye, something whatever. He had a phone, a watch that he could communicate, same thing as the Apple Watch. We developed it now. But the idea was there. It just made other people get encouraged to make that. That's all. My opinion.
Wow. When do you think that what's the name of the plant company?
I'm not going to say it yet.
When do you think that will come out?
We'll probably have something by the end of the year. Who knows? You know, I've already probably said too much. I'm going to get in.
But see, this is different though. when they are going to be doing what he's talking about, bioluminescence and manipulation, things like that. That's gonna be different. It's gonna be crazy.
Angry phone call.
All right.
It's like Inglorious Bastards. They're going to chew me out.
We'll move on. I do have a random question. You brought up quantum computing, and I wanted to get to this in a little bit, but we'll do it now since you brought it up. I mean, does quantum computing, would that make cryptocurrency irrelevant?
No. So basically, how a quantum computer works is it's an augmentation of classical computing, not a replacement of it. So the way I like to explain a quantum computer.
Okay. See, these are the meat and potatoes that I don't want to listen to.
Is imagine that you meet a really hot girl and she wants to give you her number, but she's kind of a bitch. So she's like, all right, I wrote my number in this library over there inside one of the books. You walk in the library, there's millions of books. And you're like, oh, fuck you. So she's legit. She wrote her number in there, but like, how do you find the number? So a classical computer, how that would work is that you would just start at one of the bookshelves, you take each book off and you flip through all the pages and see if you find the number. Now, if you want to speed it up, there's two ways you can speed it up. You can speed it up sequentially, meaning that you speed up the rate at which you flip through the books, or in parallel. And in parallel, you get your friends to go and help look through. So maybe you have 5 guys come, so you and 5 other guys are flipping through books. Now you have 6 cores running. And if you want to sequentially, that's your clock rate. You speed it up. So for a long, long time, since the 30s, when we first started talking about these things, to today, that's been the paradigm of computing, is either speed up the clock rate or make it more parallel and find algorithms that can do that. Quantum computing is fundamentally different. What it does is it says, okay, here's what we're going to do. We have 3 things. We're going to do superposition. So we're, instead of looking through the books, we're going to have this magical way of taking all the books off the shelves and put them in a superposition state. And then we have interference and entanglement. And these properties allow us to, relatively speaking, know the location, the rough location of where that book is. Then we'll put them all back on the shelves, but the area that has the number, we're going to pull those books out slightly. So you still have to do the classical thing. You still have to go and open the book and read through the pages. But now, instead of blindly going through and looking at all the different possibilities, you know the rough area that you want to go to. So you go over there and you pull that book off, and lo and behold, the number's there. You get laid. Congratulations. Life
You still gotta get the phone number. Come on, guy.
is good. You know, so that's quantum computing in a nutshell. And if you look at a lot of things that we do, you are trying in computing to stumble upon the right answer. Like flight scheduling. You're just like, well, how do I figure out this flight so that I can have a layover of this property in Atlanta and this, and this? But there's all these other things going on, and it turns out it's like an NP problem. It's super hard to actually schedule a flight. But if you have a quantum computer, it can kind of look at all the art of the possible and at least give you a sense of where a probabilistic minimum is, so to minimize the layover time or whatever your objective is. Or in the case of large language models, so like ChatGPT or any of these AI things, what you'll do is you'll say, okay, well, there's outputs that come out of these models. Well, which one of the outputs is the right output? You'll ask it a question. You'll be like, you know, I need to know, I'm going to be in DC for the weekend, and here are all my parameters, and I'm looking for a good restaurant, and which one's a good one? And so they'll have maybe 50 recommendations that come through. And some are obviously wrong, like one's in Virginia or one's in Maryland or something, and one's really in DC, but it's too expensive or something like that. So ordinarily what you'd have to do is you'd have to create some sort of system that's intelligent to look through all those different things. And a human being has to write that, a programmer, or you personally have to look at the outputs and say, oh, that's wrong, that's wrong. With a quantum computer, you basically get to look at all the outputs, just like all the books at the same time. And then it can show you which one of those answers is right. Remember, it could be millions of them. It's the qubit range. And so, you know, once you start getting up in qubits, you can do this arbitrarily many. And so what this does is it gives you the ability to have a large language model that's exponentially better than a large language model that we have today. And
did you guys keep up with what the fuck he just said? Bro, this motherfucker crazy, bro. It's crazy.
And it gets really crazy when
Hey, it does get crazy. Motherfucker just said that. I said that. I said you crazy. You crazy.
What this does is it gives you the ability to have a large language model that's exponentially better than a large language model that we have today. And it gets really crazy when you start stacking modalities. Like Microsoft has a technology called Matternet, and it's a simulation framework. It's almost like reality build.
So there is, so what he's talking about is certain things we don't even know that they're working on. Microsoft, that shit. Okay, what did he just say?
Technology called Matternet.
Matternet. Never heard of it. There was a whole bunch of other things that he said that other companies do invest in, right? He knows about it. He's privy to this shit.
And it's a simulation framework. It's almost like reality builder, where you just tell it what properties you want. Like I want a battery and I want these properties, and it basically gives you a recipe for how to make that molecularly. But the problem is that the simulation breaks down after you start modeling maybe 20, 30 electrons. So with a quantum computer...
What the fuck did you just say? I hate to keep on rewinding it because like I don't understand it, but it's
down after you start modeling maybe.
Okay, look, watch.
For how to make that molecularly. But I want these properties, and it basically gives you a recipe for how to make that molecularly. But the problem is that the simulation breaks down after you start modeling maybe 20, 30 electrons. So with a quantum computer, it doesn't have that limitation. You can look at many, many, many different bonding paths and things. So it literally can print out how to make that material. That's magical. And so you could start talking about, like, let's say I want a Black Hawk helicopter, and I want the skin to have what's called a negative refractory index material so it can go invisible, and I want it to be light but super strong, and I want it to be self-healing, so if I run an electrical current, the stress fractures heal themselves so I don't have to replace the airframe. And then also I want it to be non-Newtonian so that it's soft, but when it gets hit by a bullet, it gets super hard, like a football helmet or something like that. And it'll tell you literally the recipe for how to make that.
I hear this shit. Bro. What the fuck he just said? Listen to what he just said.
Want it to be non-Newtonian so that it's soft, but when it gets hit by a bullet, it gets super.
So basic simulation, yep. So you could create, so quantum computing would be able to do this eventually. That's what I'm saying. So I think that he was saying something about in 2030. I don't think it's gonna be that we're getting closer to this shit. This is gonna be crazy, bro. Quantum computing is gonna be wild. So now okay. Do we have AI in quantum computing? I think China, United States, a few countries that are investing into quantum computing. That shit is nuts. What he just fucking said is crazy. This dude is crazy.
So I want it to be non-Newtonian, refractory index material so it can go in material. That's magical. And so you could start talking about, like, let's say I want a Black Hawk helicopter, and I want the skin to have what's called a negative refractory index material so it can go invisible. And
negative refractor, big words.
And I want it to be light but super strong, and I want it to be self-healing. So if I run an electrical current, the stress fractures heal.
That's UFO shit. That's UFO shit. That's what he's describing. UFOs
heal themselves so I don't have to replace the airframe. And then also I want it to be non-Newtonian so that it's soft, but when it gets hit by a bullet, it gets super hard, like a football helmet or something like that. And it'll tell you literally the recipe for how to make that strange.
So what did he just say? He said that basically quantum computer, AI, so we haven't even seen this shit before. We're anticipating what it would potentially be able to create. It would create these models, or so they're going to be creating these materials, right? Like regenerative healing
helmet or something like that. And it'll tell you literally the recipe for how to make that strange exotic alloy, with all these different properties. You can't do that.
Yep. It's going to be creating these alloys, carbon fiber. What are they doing? What metals are they using? So okay, so it would basically figure out all of the metals and every single thing that we have here on Earth and create that shit. How to do it? How to make it?
That with a classical computer, because there's too many possibilities, and it's like a library with more books than the time in the universe to look at. But with a quantum computer, it can look at all of them at the same time. So it'll tell you the path to get to that and the specific recipe. Because right now, how we figured out is just math and trial and error. You go to a lab and you kind of do some stuff and you think, I think it's over here. And then you do a bunch of experiments until you stumble across the material. And everything works this way. It's like this microphone, what would give it the best sound? Or like a battery, you know, I want it to have a high energy density and I want it to be very light and I want it to charge really fast and I want it to be recyclable and be made out of non-rare earth materials because China owns all those and they're screwing us. Like I want to be able to make it domestically in America. That's a very rare intersection point of trade-offs. And so what material would you need to be able to do something like that? So when you blend these two things together, it's just going to create a golden age. We're going to be able to do things that are incredible.
Augment Code is the best AI coding tool for professional software engineers. They've put a lot of time and effort making a real-time...
How close?
Bro. I think we're there. I don't know if we're there or we're getting close to this shit. This dude is fucking crazy. Sorry.
Are we to that, do you think?
Well, yeah, and sorry, I was on a tangent there, but you asked a specific question, like, will that...
No. Bro, this is 42 minutes. Go watch Sean Ryan and go... I've never seen this dude, Charles Hoskinson. Wild.
Kill the cryptocurrency industry. So in addition to these magical things that quantum computers can do, the defense issue is that most of
with quantum computing, like, okay, I don't think we've seen this shit. I think we're getting closer to that edge. I think that there's only a few people that actually know what quantum computers can actually do. It's gonna be crazy.
The cryptography, public key cryptography that we use has two parts to it, a public part and a private part. And the public part you give to everybody. And the private part you have. So in cryptocurrencies, you have private key and a public key. Public key is where I pay you, and the private key is, you know, what I use to authorize a payment. So the challenge is that all the math that's behind it in the classical sense, it only works as long as you don't have a quantum computer. If you have a quantum computer, you have things like Grover's algorithm and Shor's algorithm and these things, and these gigabrains at MIT were basically able to show how to use this librarian book trick to find your private key inside the system. Because you can't find it normally. It'd be like looking for that phone number and going through book after book after book. So
okay, what do you say?
This librarian book trick to find your private key inside the system. Because you can't find it normally. It'd be like looking for that phone number and going through book after book after book. So the question is, are we done? No, because it turns out that there's algorithms that are not susceptible to this. They're called post-quantum cryptography. So the challenge in why the cryptocurrency industry has not adopted them is kind of twofold. One is that they're new and highly inefficient. So in many cases, to use a post-quantum algorithm, the key sizes are 10 to 100 times greater, and it's much more computationally intensive. And also because they're new, they have not been mathematically rigorously tested as well as they need to be. RSA, which is the backbone of the security of the internet, was invented in the 70s. And we still use it today. So there's like 50 years of acid tests and hardcore analysis that's been done. Elliptic curve cryptography came out in the 80s by a friend of mine, Neil Koblitz, and he wrote this lovely paper called The Serpentine Path of Elliptic Curve Crypto, where even though he invented it in the 80s, it didn't take off into the 2000s. Because it took him more than 15 years to convince people that it was secure. And he had to do all this work and all this lobbying and these types of things. So cryptography, they tend to be professionally paranoid by design. And so they very, very slowly roll out these things. And the other side is standardization. So even if you have a brilliant idea, you never want to implement a non-standard piece of cryptography because you'll get screwed by the hardware manufacturers. So when you look at your phone or your computer, The chips inside of them actually have specialized circuitry for crypto that the Department of Commerce through NIST standardizes. So AES and RSA and certain elliptic curves and these things, there's actual acceleration, and in hardware it'll run 100 times faster. So if you pick a non-standard thing and you're just running on software, you're 100 times slower than your competition that picks a standard.
What the fuck? This dude is fucking crazy, bro.
Thing. So you have to wait for NIST to standardize.
What did he just say, bro? He did a lot of fucking crazy shit. So basically, they've been mining your ass this whole entire time, bro. This shit is nuts. It's nuts. Shout out to her boy. I want to watch it. I'll slow it down and watch it a little bit more.
Something. And the good news is they did. We worked with them alongside dozens of other cryptographic groups because we have one of the largest research groups for cryptography. We have 168 scientists we work with in labs at Stanford and CMU and University of Edinburgh and so forth.
Y'all hear this shit? This dude does. He does have. What he said, he's done that. Look, listen to what he just said.
Of other cryptographic groups because we have one of the largest research groups for cryptography. We have 168 scientists we work.
168 scientists that does this shit. I don't.
With the labs at Stanford and CMU and.
Yep. Stanford, CMU, everywhere. Dude is fucking like, bro.
And University of Edinburgh and so forth. And they wrote FIPS 203, 204, 205, and 206, which are standards for post-quantum crypto, both on the hash and lattice side. And now that we have them, the hardware manufacturers are going to create specialized circuits for those to accelerate them. And now that they're there, we can upgrade crypto to have those capabilities. And what's really exciting is in many cases, these are going to actually add not just security, but in many cases, acceleration. Because in particular, the lattice stuff can be accelerated on graphics cards. So everything that people are doing for AI to make AI faster can be used to make crypto faster. So it's going to be a golden age, actually. We'll be able to take a lot of these sequential algorithms and make them very parallel in the design. But cryptography is always a game of cat and mouse. If you ever go to England, you can go to Bletchley Park, and it's a lovely tour. It's where the first computer was built, the bomb by Alan Turing. And the Nazis, they had this thing called the Enigma machine, and it was basically this little black box with a keypad on it, and they put a wheel in it, and they'd have a setting for the day, and they could use it to encrypt messages, and then they would transmit it, and then somebody would have that setting and an Enigma machine on the other side, and then they would decrypt the message. Well, what the Allies did is they figured out how to use computers to basically break those codes. And so if you go to Bletchley Park, you can actually see a reconstructed bomb, and they tell you the story of how like Alan Turing and these other guys figured it out. Well, now that they had computers, people use computers to make better cryptography. And then they use computers to break that cryptography. And so it's always 10, 20 years. There's like a thing and then the next thing, and then a thing and then the next thing. And it's just like warfare in general. You know, if you invent a plane, well, somebody creates a countermeasure to the plane, and then they create a plane that avoids that countermeasure, you know, and you never stop. You just keep getting more advanced with it.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
Bro, like, look at Sean Ryan. I don't know if he knows what the fuck he's saying, because that shit is fucking crazy. I have to slow this shit down a little bit and replay it. That shit was bonkers. This dude is just like casually talking about this shit. It's crazy. Nuts. The fuck? I hear this shit.
How far out do you think we are from this?
Well, the problem with quantum computing is the paradigm is not set. There are many different approaches you can take to build a quantum computer. You know, it's ion trap and quantum topological quantum computers. That's Majorana, what Microsoft did, which is so fucking crazy. My favorite's optical quantum computers.
Wait. So this is the thing for me. Is like this dude is a genius. That's a bad boy right there. When he says that somebody else is a genius, I'm like, okay, who the fuck is that guy? We need to look at that dude. Then when he says like something else, like bro,
ion trap and
listen to what he's. I know Sean Ryan.
How far out do you think we are from this?
Well, the problem with quantum computing is the paradigm is not set. There are many different approaches you can take to build a quantum computer. You know, it's ion trap and quantum.
Ion trap. See, when look at so when people say things that I don't understand, I want to look it up. Like ion trap, right?
Topological quantum.
Topological quantum computing. The fuck? Like, shit. I don't want to investigate that shit today, right now. We're good. But like all that shit that he's saying, like, even for so when I tell people I'm not that smart and they're like, oh, you smart. I'm like, I'm not. I'm really not that smart. There's a lot of smarter people. This is way smarter than I am. And even this guy believes that. He doesn't understand that shit. Typological, what did you just say?
Paradigm is not set. There are many different approaches you can take to build a quantum computer. You know, it's ion trap and quantum topological quantum computers. That's
topological quantum computing. Y'all gonna act like y'all know what the fuck he's saying. Y'all gonna act like oh yeah, topological quantum computing. Yeah, I understand that. Oh, I know. You don't. You don't know that. You don't know that shit. Typological quantum computing. You do not know that. It's wild. Right? Okay. Let's go back. We're back. Hold on. What happened here? What's going on with my shit? Oh, I know what's going on. Hey, y'all don't know that. If you do, you know what I'm saying, please explain it. Okay, here we go.
It's Majorana, what Microsoft did, which is so fucking crazy. My favorite's optical quantum computers. Xanadu and these other guys work on it. So there's a lot of great companies, but they're fundamentally different. Like some use the photon as their unit of computation, some use the electron, and some use subatomic particles called Majorana fermions. All these different things, somebody's going to crack it in the.
You just say, listen to what you just said.
So there's a lot of great companies, but they're fundamentally different. Like some use the photon as their unit of computation, some use the electron, and some use subatomic particles called Majorana fermions. All these different things, somebody's going to crack it. And the hard part is not the compute side, it's the error correction. The problem with quantum computing is that state of superposition and entanglement is extremely delicate, and so delicate that any perturbation of it can create a cascading failure in the compute. So most of these things have to run at close to absolute zero. You have to cool them super, super, super cool. And then you have to keep all the ambient environment as free of interference as possible. And then even still, the computation falls apart. So the biggest challenge in quantum computing is not scale, like getting more qubits, more compute, raw power. It's error correction. So how do you avoid errors from exponentially increasing and destroying the calculation and basically disentangling? So that's been the big focus. And whether it be Google with Willow or what Microsoft just announced with Majorana, we're seeing very systematic progress in every respect. There's a big national security issue, though, because while we can change cryptography, we and our adversaries do archive all the data.
I don't know why I want to rewind, but what the fuck did he just say? He said a whole bunch of crazy fucking shit.
So Bluffdale, Utah, the NSA has this gigantic facility, and it's like yottabytes of storage, and they just basically packet replicate the internet.
Wait, what's a yottabyte? Never heard about it. Like megabytes, gigabytes, terabytes, yottabytes.
There's a big national security issue, though, because while we can change cryptography, we and our adversaries do archive all the data. So Bluffdale, Utah, the NSA has this gigantic facility, and it's like yottabytes of storage, and they just basically packet replicate the internet. They take all the encrypted traffic from China and Russia and other places, and they just store it there. Because if you develop a quantum computer, because that was encrypted with classical compute, you can decrypt it. So security is also, how long do you need to keep the secret for? So battle plans in World War II are probably great for historians, but they have no national security implication because it's so long ago. But from something in GWAT, it's still probably relevant today because that's probably still being used today in the battlefield, and those systems are still around. So cryptography has to last a shelf life beyond just being broken today. It has to be maybe 30 years or 40 years, and then it's no longer relevant. So the United States is getting more paranoid about this, which is why NIST has done this, and the Suite A and Suite B protocol suites for both NSA and then the open one, Department of Commerce, are now recommending post-quantum. So
this guy's using big words. It's just crazy.
So there's already a transition that's occurring to post-quantum, and we're seeing post-quantum algorithms in the commercial side with like WireGuard getting post-quantum support. So if I had to guess, I'd say probably the 2030s is when we'll start seeing quantum-like devices work their way into compute. And by the 2040s, I think there's a very strong possibility that we'll crack it. Now, this is a controversial viewpoint. There are some people who think quantum computers are still impossible and they can't work for a variety of deep theoretical reasons. And there's other people who think they will crack it, but it's like 2050 or 2060 or 2070, which is
2050, 2060, no.
Same in AI. You talk to AI researchers, and some are like, oh, well, 2027, and, we'll have AGI, and the computers will kill us all, and Terminators forever. And there's other people like Yann LeCun who are like, oh, well, the fundamental model is wrong. We need a world model. We're still a long way off from that. So maybe the 2030s or 2040s. And there's other people say it's never going to happen. Because, Fabrizio Fagan or any of these other guys who invented the microprocessor, because he says cognition is fundamentally different than how we do von Neumann architecture computing. So it lives in a different world. So any expert, you'll always find like 45 opinions on these things. But I always look as an entrepreneur at who's investing, how much money are they putting in, how many alternative approaches are we following, and ultimately, what's the payoff of success? If your payoff of success is you have like a reality machine with MatterNet where you can just enter in what you want and it produces that thing, well, yeah, a lot of people are going to chase that. As much the same with AI. You could say, oh, we need to slow down for alignment, but you're like, guys, the first person to solve this problem, it's probably going to be a trillionaire. You're going to get every company in the world chasing that and investing in that. And even if one of them voluntarily steps off the thing, there's too much competition. There's an inevitability behind it. It's just like the Manhattan Project. They actually had not one, but two different designs for the nuclear bomb. The little boy and fat man or whatever they were. And one was an implosion sphere and the other was...
Yeah. Right. So the nuclear project, the Manhattan Project, Little Man and Fat Boy, those were bombs, right? If I'm not mistaken.
It's like a gun where it shoots something and hit. And they did this to de-risk the program because they didn't know which one was going to work. And it turned out both of them did. So the one in Nagasaki was the implosion device and the other was here.
Yep. That's crazy. Those were both bombs. That's crazy.
one was going to work. And it turned out both of them did. So the one in Nagasaki was the implosion device and the other was Hiroshima. But when you really want something to happen, you'll just throw lots of money, lots of people, and you have lots of approaches. So quantum computing is exactly the same way. There's a dozen or so different paradigms that you can follow, and there's many billions of dollars and many, many companies that are chasing this thing. So the odds of at least one of them turning out to actually work the way we think it's going to work is pretty high. And the payoff is so large that people will continue to do this until they crack it.
Do you think the U.S. will be the first ones to crack it?
We have a huge advantage in that we have a lot of the brain.
She didn't say yes. Think yeah. Maybe we will. It's crazy, bro.
And people, and even if we don't, we tend to buy them and bring them into the United States. Like Xanadu, for example, is the world leader in photonic quantum computing.
Photonic quantum computing. What the fuck? Bro. Photonic quantum computing.
And they're based in Canada, but you know, if they actually solve this problem, they're probably going to end up as an American company. Somebody's going to give them an offer they can't refuse. You know, the other thing is that all the technologies that go into quantum computing, they're mostly areas where America excels. We're like super good at the science stuff, cooling things, and super good at the very subtle environments that quantum computers require. So we have a lead, and it's a very strong lead, but by no means is China sitting back, and by no means are the Europeans sitting back. You know, everybody's chasing this in their own way, and a lead means you have maybe 6 months to 2 years. But look at the iPhone. It comes out, it's magical and amazing, but does it really feel magical and amazing anymore, especially when you compare it to all the other competitors are there? It's unbelievable how fast that happened. And, you know, this is something where the payoff is exponentially higher.
Well,
I'm gonna play this game. Fuck this shit.
Enemy battleship sunk.
World of Ships. I'm gonna play this game. Fuck it. Shout out to fucking my bro. This dude. Yeah, he's doing his thing. This is nuts. This is nuts. Y'all see this shit? Y'all hear it?
makes me a little more comfortable knowing that we're in the lead. We don't get a lot of good news here, but
I love America. You know, our national slogan is "We know, we're working on it."
But let's get into your personal story here. Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Hawaii, of all places. Like, it's an odd place to be. So my dad grew up in Montana, and my mom grew up in Florida. She was in Winter Haven, and my dad was out in Miles City and Big Timber. And my dad's father, my grandfather, he became a doctor, and he was kind of an outdoor guy, and he just loved the outdoors, but he hated the cold. And so when he was in residency, they said, "Hey, would you like to do a residency down in Panama?" And so he said, "Oh, that sounds a lot of fun." So he went down for a few years to the Panama Canal Zone and did a OBGYN residency down there and delivered tons of kids. But he got addicted to the tropical living. And so when he went back to Montana, he's like, "God, this cold thing sucks. I don't want to do this anymore." So he said, "You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy a practice in Hawaii. That's what I'm going to do." So in the 70s, a practice came up for sale, and he picked it up, moved to Maui, and my dad ended up going to high school in Maui, and we have very strong roots then in Hawaii. So my father then went to college in Montana and then went back to Hawaii for medical school at University of Hawaii. So when he went to residency, he was in residency in Colorado at St. Joe's, and that's where he met my mom. She was a respiratory therapist. So he, when he finished residency, decided to go start a private practice in Hawaii. So my brother was born in Colorado, but then I ended up being born in Maui. My grandfather ironically delivered me. So, you know, kind of
kidding.
I know, awkward bedfellows. But
wow.
But anyway, yeah, I grew up there until I was about 8 years old, and then and my mother got tired of living in Hawaii, and she told my dad, "I'm going to move back to Colorado, and you can you can stay in Hawaii and be a single doctor, or you can move to Colorado and be a married doctor. So, you take your choice. My dad said, I like being married. So I said, go move to Colorado. And my mom's whole family's in Colorado. My mother's father was in the cable business, and he kind of followed the evolution of the cable business from the 50s. He was a Marine and fought in the Korean War. So he signed up in 48 and got out in 52. And when he got out, he got a job as a lineman. And right around that time period, the cable business was getting started. So he just kept going from place to place as they were laying cable. And Colorado became kind of like the nexus that linked the United States together. So in the 70s, all the cable guys started coming out this way. And so my grandfather lived in Denver. So my mother grew up in all those different places, but then kind of settled in Colorado, and that's where she met my dad. So anyway, they moved out to Hawaii, and and then I moved back from Hawaii to Colorado, and then I grew up in Colorado, and then I became kind of a nomad and traveled the world.
What kind of stuff were you into as a kid? What did you like doing?
Well, I was really isolated as a kid.
All right. Hey, the shit was crazy. I don't want to stop it. So what is this? Now, how many hours is this? We are in. Well, how many? So what is this?
The problem with Hawaii.
Let's do. So it's 57 minutes. This shit's been going on for a long ass time. 57 minutes. Shout out to dude Charles Hoskinson. And then there's like 4 more hours of this. So let's do another part. So tomorrow or the next time we do this, let's go back and rewatch. We're gonna kick it off. 57. This shit was fucking crazy, bro. A lot of shit was said. Everything that's wild. It's wild. But yeah, salute to y'all. Peace to y'all. Thank you for stopping by. See you guys again. Remind me. If you guys do have a chance, go give my boy Sean Ryan a like. You know what I'm saying? That shit was fucking crazy. Give him a like. Respect to that dude. Yeah. And respect to Charles. Most of them. Amazing. Amazing. I'm gonna keep on trying to watch this shit a little bit. Yeah, this shit was fucking nuts. We'll see you guys again. Appreciate y'all. Shout out to my boy Sweet Gav. Shout out to Melissa coming through too. Gatos. G, Will. Everybody that came through. Thank you. Appreciate y'all. We'll see y'all again.